Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. My appearance today, you'll notice I'm wearing different glasses and my hair is tied up. I'm having a long hair. I don't want my hair touching me at all so today, so I tied my hair. Sorry for the wait. We had some delays, as I have listed out here for myself so that I don't forget them all or get sidetracked. First was the reschedules. We had a lot of people rescheduling. Life happens. If you play tabletop, you know how that goes. People rescheduling, no big deal. Whatever. Sometimes people forgetting. Same thing. People forget. Whatever. I also have a toddler. He got sick. Once or twice. I don't remember. But it was just like one thing after another. I honestly can't remember exactly all that delayed us, but just that was like stair-stepping each other. People rescheduling, people forgetting that we were doing it, and then we had to reschedule because no one was ready. Or one person wasn't ready, I mean. And then I started having weird internet issues out of the blue for no reason, and then they went away. They persisted for about 2 weeks straight, almost exactly 2 weeks, where every night at 8:30 to about 11, my internet on the download side, not the upload, not like the old problems I used to have, the download side would go weak and just not work properly. And I didn't know what to do about it. I tried to fix it, nothing worked. And then it just fixed itself. And then after that, it was really spotty and it wouldn't work sometimes. But it was working at night, so stream happened. I don't know. It affected mostly stream, but it also caused one of the reschedules. And as for the delays for uploads here, because I seemed very chipper in the last one. I'm like, oh yes, we're gonna upload right away. The delay was, I had long work hours this past week. Not like a few weeks ago. This is the same day that I'm uploading it, most likely. So this past week that I just came off of, I had long work hours, so I didn't get to do some of the stuff that I wanted to do. And last Saturday was the day I was going to edit originally and put up session 2, which was also the same Saturday that we did the finale. We had long work hours, not long work hours, but we worked that Saturday, so I couldn't edit and put it up like I wanted to. I was going to take time in the middle of the day and throw it together. It wouldn't have taken me very long. It never does. But this kind of shows you my time constraints. Very narrow and small, and I don't have much. I'll stop rambling though. This video, the party travels and they find the Dwemer ruins. And once they enter, they find it is quite perilous. I don't usually do this. I'll say this now. This is less of like, hey, like and subscribe. It's not that. It's more of, I like to watch YouTube quite a bit. And sometimes I have certain people that I watch, and then sometimes when they say it, I go, I should probably subscribe to this person, because I watch them all the time, but it would be much easier if I didn't have to search them up. This is like a friendly reminder. Hey, if you don't want to have to search it up, just sub. Makes it much easier. If you're like me, but you're somewhat OCD about your subscription tab in YouTube, that's okay. I'm not upset. The likes help though. That would be nice. Anyways, I will stop rambling on. This will probably be the last you see of me until, in terms of, these intros, until the next campaign, which will be the sailing campaign finally. Now, after all these delays. But, yeah. I will see you then. Enjoy this and the finale as well, which should be up next week. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully next Saturday. If all goes well. Enjoy. Okay, so a group of adventurers find themselves gathering in the place called the Silverblood Inn. The illustrious, finding themselves meeting up with Calselmo and going out on a little adventure, just a little one, and they then find themselves assailed by some people that are called elves. They are specifically known as the Altmer, and they had bad business. And then they were killed by thieves, whom of which were then killed by a dragon, whom of which then tried to kill you guys, and then was thrown into the fucking, like, ground meat grinder by fucking Bantaran. So that happened.
I kind of just
now
laughed.
You all have ground dragon meat, basically.
Ground dragon meat.
And then wandering through Karthwasten. Also, the encounter with the Wandering King. Wandering through Karthwasten and then up into the mountains, finding your way through the mists. about 2 days after the Bidge battle, finding yourselves meeting Krulin Makotis, an Imperial battle mage in the mists, wandering about, saying that he's looking for some sort of Wimmer ruin that he found in an old book stuffed in a corner. After having asked to join your party, and everyone, some reluctant, agreed. And now you stand in the mists in the early morning, way up in the mountains somewhere between Markarth and Tihana. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm not sure about the other two, but as we were going, I was going to try and drop back, get Madeline's attention, and ask her a question.
Squawk.
Squawk.
I think the question that I asked last time, before he had woke up and my internet started being fucky, was, would anyone else like to do anything before leaving? And beginning to look and find the Dwemer ruin. I also remember now that I was going to have you guys roll undertake a perilous journey to try and find this fucking place.
Yeah, let's redo
all
that.
coming back.
Yeah.
So we'll do the roll, and then we'll do the little engagement between Dar and Madeline. Everybody roll 2d6 plus wisdom.
No, remember.
I don't remember. Trailblazer, Scout, and Quartermaster. Choose your spot.
I was the scout last time, and I think I'd be better fit for it. I'm kind of a bird at the moment.
I am the Trailblazer, leading the way for the team.
Especially with the misty day.
And I think I was the quartermaster.
I think so, yeah. Sounds roughly like it.
And I know I got a better roll than that last time, but oh well.
Yeah, 2d6, okay.
Yep, and add your wisdom.
Oh yeah, -1 wisdom.
Hell yeah.
I rolled a 13,
Again.
is that fine?
Oh my god.
I would say so.
Bro, this
Alright,
is the benefits of having +3 wisdom.
I've
So-
got +2 and I got a 6.
Bantaran is the Trailblazer, right?
Yep.
What'd you roll?
Can we go with I remember I got a 9 last time we were rolling. I'm just saying.
What'd you get now?
In fairness, they rolled again. I would accept it
I
if
got-
they hadn't, and then they could remember. If everybody could recall.
Remember what I rolled? I think it was a
Dark.
10, but I don't know.
Everyone
got a
back to the
10.
Twitch VOD.
Gar got a 10, Raven got a 9, and I got a 9. This time I got a fucking 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Oh my god, his 3 went to me. His luck went to me.
I just have shit wisdom, but I have great intelligence and constitution. I even have good dexterity, but wisdom? I ain't wise. I just
No.
I don't
You ain't
think
wise
hard
to it.
about it.
I'm gonna be honest, I think you have a raven next to you. They're kind of known for not being that lucky.
Honestly, I
Goddamn
think
bird.
the appearance of Krulin Makotis has buzzed your brain a little bit, Bantaran. So you're having trouble finding your way. Trying to keep eye on a spot. Maybe like a spot where you think it might be, but you just kind of keep losing track of where you're trying to get to. And
Like-
Halselmo is also not of any help. He's trying and like it just isn't panning out for some reason. So it's taken a little longer to find this place than you mean to. As for the rations, I think you rolled a 13.
Thought he was the scout.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I rolled a 13, yes.
Yeah, I've got 13. Bonk.
You spot it because of your 13, but being a scout and checking for threats, it doesn't cross your radar as something that would cause this to happen. But you catch a few wolves scuffling about in the woods, quietly. They're not like running or anything, but they're being quiet. And I think at some point in camp at night, when Dar has his back turned, there may or may not have been a little bit of food stolen by said wolves. So I'll say let's take off 3 rations. Because them shits got stolen.
Wouldn't have been a problem if he would have taken more.
So I'll say, Raven, you probably like, if you think for a minute, you could probably deduce that it's that, but it might take you a minute. But you probably won't think of it right away because you were in like threat detection mode.
He would have just laughed if he would have noticed it and then not said anything.
So instead of adding necessarily like time to the search for Thigzatand, I'll say rather than time, it's more of like you just today you didn't find it. So I'll say what we can do now is I'll make a custom move on the spot. I'm gonna stop fiddling with things on my desk now that my glasses are cleaned. We're gonna do a custom move on the spot. So we're gonna say we're gonna roll until we get the appropriate roll to find Thigzatand. So we're just gonna go one at a time between the 3 of you. Who would like to go first? And this will be plus wisdom, unfortunately, Baron Terran.
Why do you hurt me, DM? What did I do to you?
I guess
Why
I'll
must
go.
you defy Banteron?
First you won't take my roll, now you're gonna make me use the fucking stat again. Okay, so yeah, 2d6 plus wisdom. Who wants to go first?
I guess I will.
So
What
this will
we roll
be
the wisdom for?
day 2 after meeting Krulin Makotis. 2d6 plus wisdom.
Motherfucker.
Oh boy.
What'd you get?
Fatherfucker.
5.
Nope. Who would like to go next?
Me next,
Day
I
3.
guess.
I got an 8.
Oh, okay.
I believe I have
Find-
picked up the trail.
You find some clues that point you maybe in the direction.
I got
It's
an 8.
hard to know, but you seem to be on a track now. You seem to have found some sort of clue. Day 4.
That made me angry. I rolled a 1 for my first roll, and then it was a 4. So and then I have plus 3 wisdom, so I'm fine. But if I did not have plus 3 wisdom, I would be in a problematic.
So what is it?
You'd be in my
7?
shoes.
8.
8.
Same thing. You find some more clues. So you seem to be going in the right direction now. Same sort of clues. Day 5.
Day 5. The trees have started
12.
speaking.
12?
Dwemerese.
12.
12 was the magic number. I wasn't setting a DC necessarily, but there was something a bit more sharp-eyed required to find this place. So, walking along, Dar, you kind of look up and begin to kind of lag back a little bit. And you guys kind of notice Dar is kind of lagging behind a little bit. Dar, you seem to have spotted, it looks like, you know, you've got your peaks in the mist that you can see and some rocky spires here and there, but one is more straight up. It looks more purposeful and constructed. It's kind of,
More linear.
that doesn't look like a karst or like a mountain or something. That looks like something between them. Settled at the foot of one. Several miles this way.
Fellas, I think I may have found what we are looking for, or at least a clue, or a hint. It is over yonder.
Are you absolutely sure? Let me see. And I go over to see what he's looking at.
Calsomo's like squinting. I'm an old man. I can't quite see what is it? Which one? Is it that one? Not pointing at it, by the way.
No, that's not. No, over here. Over here, man.
Oh, yes. I think.
Grab his
I'm
arm
not
and
seeing-
turn it.
Literally, everyone just hears someone
Like,
say.
grab his head. And
Here's-
just,
Everyone hears someone say you're blind, and they turn and look, and there's just the bird standing there. Not saying anything. Look, I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
All right.
Refuses to speak, so we will have to take this on Dar's shoulders. I guess we will head this way and check out this spire-looking object.
All right.
Sorry, I'm a quiet man.
It's fine. What about you, Raven? Bantron looks straight at Raven, just waiting for him to say something. That's about
As
what
we
I
wait, I
expected.
jiggle my shoulder he's sitting on.
Screw you.
I'd expect no less. On we go.
Okay, so you begin wandering in the direction of this mysterious spire in the mist. And Dar having kind of broken off towards the back, you find yourself walking alongside Madeline. Been a few days, she's still been awkward and weird.
Madeline, I noticed that upon meeting Krulin and having him join us made you uneasy. Wanted to make sure if you were really okay with him coming with us, or if we needed to watch. Or do you trust him? Do you think he can be trusted? Should we watch him?
Well, he can be trusted. I'm not really worried about that. It's more of, I don't know, his eye on me that I'm worried about. Just don't worry about it. It's very it's very obvious that there's something hidden. Something she's not gonna say.
Alright. Awkward.
Well, if
Just
you
know that I've
feel
got my eye on him.
if you feel you can trust me with what is going on, I am open. I will listen when you are ready.
Says the thief.
The quiet ones are always the best listeners, though.
All right, so
Raven just stops talking.
Mantron's just walking with Calcelmo. They're both ahead facing a map, so they're barely paying attention to where they go, except for Mantron just looking up every so often, making sure they're on trails. Right, so I think we go this.
A little bit to the left there, Bertrand.
Wandering through the mists, following a trail and kind of finding them here and there, keeping the spire somewhat in sight. You get closer and closer, and you notice you go around one mountain, around the foot of it, and then you realize that it's at the base of another one that was behind it. It was more in your middle view than the one on the right. And you approach, and you realize that the mountain kind of slopes down, and it seems to curve around a little bit. It looks like a mountain from further away, but the closer you get, the more it looks like it comes down on the side. Like there's something inside the side of it. Rather than going down in a slope, it seems to be hollowed out. And as you approach, you come around and you realize that the edge of this is beginning to turn into what looks like a wall. As you wander along, a little bit cooler, a little bit mistier, begins to rain a little bit, and you approach a very rough-hewn looking gate or wall sort of area, and you spot two bronze, intricately carved metal doors.
By the gods. Calcelmo,
We
can
found
you see
it?
this enough to make it out?
This is incredible. It's so hidden. Usually it's not so obviously or so not obviously put away.
I feel like the gods' work is at this with all this rain and mist. It's the perfect hiding spot. So
Fantastic.
what lurks beyond these doors?
Says that and doesn't notice that there's a black fox just sitting next to the iron doors, just waiting. Like, can you open them, please?
Calcelmo actually walks up first, kind of wanders up to the door and looks left and looks right. And he just kind of pushes them open, and they open. Loose and open enough. Nothing barring the way. And they're not the solid metal ones. They're just the line, like metal grate sort of gates. So you can like kind of see in a little bit. And as you begin to enter, you look around and you see a hut here, a house there. There's a bunch of little buildings, just the usual scattering of buildings that are typically outside of a Dwemer ruin. Things here and there, usually probably just guardhouses or some sort of hospitality house for some sort of guests of commerce in some way, for the few that did do business with the Dwemer way back in the day. And here you stand beneath 2 towers on either side of a large hewn gate, with one in the middle above the door that goes up into the sky, and you can see something blue and glowing up at the top. Very bright. More of a whitish blue. What would you all like to do?
About what time of day is it? By this point?
I'd say it's you're entering the afternoon. It's just after what we would call 12 o'clock.
Shall we search around and see what we can find here in these buildings, in this area, before we check out the door? Or do we want to check the door first?
I want to do a discern realities.
2d6 plus wisdom.
Woo!
That stat again.
Yeah, I know, but I can at least get one question popped off unless I roll 11 or 12. I got a... Fuck me! I got a 7, so -1. I got a 6.
Oof.
Oh boy.
I'm too enthralled in the beauty of everything. Just like, wow.
He's useless
This
to
is
your
amazing.
question, Dar. That's basically what he's saying. You ask him and he's
Yes.
just...
I was looking at discern realities while he was rolling.
Like that's him while you ask that question. It's just... Wow.
Wow.
There's buildings here.
It's old here.
Yo,
The
this-
floor here is made of floor.
Yo, this shit old.
That's my thing. Shut
Damn
up.
you, Sharp. Damn you for bringing that back into my mind.
Wow, all these squares make a circle.
That's so... Dwemer.
Bitch, don't tell me what to do.
This Dwemer is made of Dwemer.
This Dwemer is made of Dwemer.
Okay. Dar, what would you like to try and roll a discern realities? I'll allow one more person to try and roll that. Give it
Someone
give it a
with
chance.
wisdom, please.
Wait, what did you hang on.
You got-
What did you roll, Colton?
Nate, I rolled
Yes.
a 6. I got a 7 and then -1, so I got a 6.
Dar, if you roll aid, if you managed to get a bond down, if you roll aid plus bonds, you can try and aid him to get him a 7.
Bonds. Eeh.
I think I've only got one bond down, and I wrote it down for Raven.
Hey, that's all good. You can still roll it. I
All
just mean,
right.
like, it'll benefit you more if you do have the bonds.
Raven's
It
just
ain't gonna
looking
do.
around.
Is it just 1d6
2d6.
or 2d6?
If you succeed, he gets
Here's
plus 1.
hoping.
Because he rolled a 6. So
Mhm.
if you give him a plus 1 by succeeding, what'd you get? Did you roll a 6?
I
Roll
rolled
Dalton.
snake eyes.
Snake eyes. Snake eyes.
I got a 4 total.
You guys are
Fuck.
just, like, I don't know, you're opening doors and looking around. It's just,
Can I roll aid? Is
no,
that
he's
a
already
thing?
rolled it. It's fucked now. It's, you just, like, aren't finding anything, or you
He's
just,
just they're just opening doors and looking around. He can just hear Raven on
It's-
his shoulder just next
it's
to
the
him. just-
situation where you walk up to the building and you're like, man, this is immaculate.
oh
Wow,
god.
how well preserved it is. You're like, and the door, just beautiful and Dwemer metal and like preserved in its weirdness that it has because they vibrate or something for some reason. And you open the door and the ceiling had caved in and there's nothing left.
And he just hears Raven whisper next to him in his normal voice. Wow, this place is as old as me.
To be honest, so you can't find nothing though. A lot of the books and stuff are ruined from being out in the
Okay, so
in this humidity.
should
So
I
you do
discern
find some
realities
weapons
then,
and
or
stuff
what?
laying around. Nothing super enchanted or crazy, but just like you find some Dwemer swords here and there. Maybe you find like a Dwemer axe and a helmet. The typical things that you find laying around. Plus, this is like a guard area, anyways, for the most part.
So
To guard the
should
wall.
I roll now?
Roll what?
Should I roll to like,
Wondering
fix
if
the
you can try
problem?
to discern.
Should I
If
discern
it's
realities?
unrelated
now?
to trying to find things, yes, you can roll. Just,
Okay.
It can't pertain to finding things because that hole has been dug.
We're not gonna find anything.
We're getting nothing out of this little
that
part of the village.
bonfire has went out.
Damn it.
Colton,
Hey, guy.
The Ice King sneezed on that flame.
Colton, I may or may not have gotten a 6.
There's no way.
Everyone
Wow.
sucks. That's all I'm
Okay.
gonna say.
I missed
wait.
that Lizzie said something. What happened?
I may or may not have gotten a 6, but
Just out of curiosity, what were you going to ask me?
that was discluding +3. That was discluding +3.
Oh, yeah,
I technically have a 9. I'm just trying to mess with people.
Okay,
Um,
just making sure.
Oh, I
'Cause,
thought you rolled a
just
6
Colin-
total, and I was like,
no, I
God
wanted
damn
to see
it.
Colton's reaction to see if I said 6.
I was
Lucky
just like, I
bastard.
thought you
Alright,
just
you
straight
get
up rolled a 6. I was like,
one question.
we
Out of
can't
all
see for
these
shit.
rolls,
You'll have to show me
you know,
later.
if this was any other
All these
campaign,
rolls.
think about all the XP you'd be building right now.
Everyone's here rolling and Raven's just eating the
Save it.
dice.
All right, so choose your one question wisely, sir.
Why the heck am I rolling so bad? Is there anything here I should be worried about?
Nothing to worry about. I mean, that stone up in the top of the middle tower seems a little curious. Not in like a bad way, but I'll say since you're asking that and in this nature and following what I've already told you, the door does look locked, the big door, but that white glowing thing up in the tower, you do see, and it's not one of those like obvious beams. You have to stare at it for a minute. But it's like a beam of light that comes from the top of the tower and seems to stretch kind of like think like a lighthouse light, but it's like shining up into the clouds. Like it eventually just vanishes. Like when somebody shines a spotlight up into the clouds, it's kind of like that. It kind of just fades away. But from the top of the tower, you see a slight glow that goes up. Looks like it glows up maybe about 10 feet above the tower and just kind of fades into the clouds above.
Let me see.
Ooh. I'm not entirely sure how to say this, but I think I know what that might be doing. I think, if I'm allowed to say, that might be what causes the mist and the weather.
Oh, we're in Harry Potter now? Alright.
Hey! This has been hidden for a long time. Nobody's ever found it.
Anyone seen any house crests?
What would you like to do?
Is there any way to get up to it?
I would like to find the sorting hat.
There's no obvious way, but you can spot like several different staircases here and there. And you could work your way up there eventually. You can either dedicate a whole bunch of time to this and try and work your way through the labyrinth of like towers and staircases that go up probably through the side of the mountain up to get to the tower, then up the tower.
Or
you
just
can
send the
roll.
Flying Raven?
Or you can send the Flying Raven. And there's also...
Throw the fucking bird at it. I'm tired
For
of
other
it.
people,
Or
there's
you
also the
know, I could
opportunity
just
of doing
teleport
a
through the
roll to
door.
try and get there quickly also. Because he can just fly there, because he's been a bird for a week.
I can
but-
just teleport everybody there. Like, I don't know what.
Ah, that's right. You have your...
Like,
Yes, you can.
Did you take that
Forgot
move?
about that.
yes, I did.
Did
So that would be Slipstream. Which one was it?
Sending is the
Jaunt?
storage.
I think it's the Jaunt. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's Jaunt. Jaunt is the original. Boy, this is listed out weirdly.
The jaunt, when you slipstream step, you can move yourself and anyone you touch. Okay, yeah, I can just friggin' take everybody there. Well, if you want to balance it, we can make it so that I have to have been there first.
I was gonna say you probably would have to. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was mulling it over in my brain.
Okay, so
I
Ray,
would
you
say
just see
you
feathers
kinda
as he's
fly up
gone.
there.
He's just gone exploring. You just see feathers. You don't
And
even
then,
see the bird. You see feathers just...
So you would have to change back in order to use the jaunt.
Yes, that's probably what I'm planning to do.
Which will be very interesting.
So when you
Gonna
fly
stay
back
right up.
and transform, do you do it like right in front of Krul and Makotis, or do you kind of like wander out of the mist mysteriously?
He kind of just turns to normal in the air above everybody and just kind of lands in the middle of everyone's
Okay,
like...
so
He's like, hi.
as a spectacle. He's-
He's just like...
oh, wait,
Finally decided to join us, Raven?
I have found the way.
his name is Raven. His brain is melting.
is-
by the way, he's like,
This is our resident pet freak.
indeed. I have questions for you. I like you.
He just wanted a free ride.
Say that again and I'll turn you into pet food.
Well, did you find a way up to the tower?
Yes, would you like to see it?
I would very much like to see it.
Anyone who would like to come with me, put a hand on my armor.
Everybody kind of walks up. Madeline kind of like, I'll stay down here, actually. You will go on. I'll just watch the gate, close it up, see if I can find anything.
That seems like a bad idea.
We'll be fine.
Like, right before he teleports away, he just reaches out and puts his hand on it, and then everyone just just
Gave her no choice in the matter.
not having.
she's
any
walking
cowards
away and you
in my
just-
party.
Tag you're it.
Just accurate. They touched the port key.
That's poor key.
Congratulations, you won the
We
tournament.
get there and she turns around and she slaps you.
It just goes through him. It doesn't. Her hand just goes through him. It's just like it missed or something. She's just like, what? She's like, what? I could have sworn. I felt like I slapped something. Is like, oh, you did. Just shows another realm, and he freaking made it so that she slapped the dragon in the freaking other dimension. Oh god.
Okay.
You just slapped Alduin.
She freaking slapped the dragon we killed just it has no idea that's what she did.
Beating a dead dragon, as they always say, obviously.
Mm-hmm. He's giving that dragon a really hard time, I'm just gonna say.
So, yeah, this happens, and she is now standing at the edge of the tower looking down, going... She turns and looks at you, Raven. She goes, listen, fucker. If you want to keep those two arms on, you won't ever touch me again.
And his arms just separate from his body and he laughs.
You're a fucking freak, you know that? What are we looking at?
Does a
Calcelmo
curtsy and he's
is
like, why, thank you very much.
Calcelmo and Krulin did not hesitate. They're just like pulling out papers and like, oh, what is this thing? What is it? There's like,
I feel like Bantron's doing the same thing, just like, all right, let's see, what kind of readings can we get from this?
And I'm just looking around trying to make sure there's nothing that will go set off a trap.
okay, so, you can examine it. Wisdom roll if you want to make it.
Why not?
Yes,
Let's
yeah,
see how
that's-
badly I do this time.
Oh, Dar's gonna examine the crystal. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking. I thought I was
I'm
talking
not
about
with
what
the
I was looking around for the.
I got an
anything that-
8.
Looking for what?
I was talking about looking around for anything that would cause a trap to set off or anything like that. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, so that's I forget the name of the move. So you're trying to do one of your moves. So do that. You can roll that, and then whoever's examining the crystal can examine it by rolling plus wisdom.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. And then Dar, what did you roll on? 'Cause I think it's plus dex, correct?
I think so.
It is called Tricks of the Trade. Nope.
No.
Trap Expert.
You know what's really funny about that? I didn't have. It says just before you or a nearby ally activates a trap, you spot it, and I got an 8.
Oh, that's good. Finally, no more snake eyes. Let's go.
All right. So,
Cool.
so this is it's kind of dual use. The wording is funny, but it is dual. You can look for a trap, or you can like just it's there to like
Find it by accident.
catch someone before they get themselves in a spot. What did you roll?
An 8.
8. You're looking at this crystal. We'll kind of pull this into since we're doing examining anyways. You're kind of standing there as they're all like geeking over it, and you're just kind of something doesn't seem right about it. And you see Banterin go in to like touch it.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And you're just like, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that.
Kind of like one of those sort of messages.
Why do you
Pull back
stop
the
me,
hand.
guard? Why?
Because I believe it may be trapped.
How so?
How so?
I would like a reason.
Unlike me, you won't get your arm back.
I'll say Krulin actually is ahead of you on that one. He pulls out a dagger, and he kind of like holds it up to the side of it, and he kind of runs the flat of it along the side, and you see it arcing like as he like runs it up. Looks like it's charged pretty heavily. But it's a bluish whitish crystal. Looks almost gives you soul gem vibes, but it's like very cut, very finely cut. And pretty big. It's what to compare it to. It's
Football size or bigger?
way bigger. It's quite large. I'm thinking like the width of like a wine grape smashing barrel, like the one of the ones that's like 6 feet across, but it's not
The tubs
quite
you
that
stand
big
in.
necessarily. It's like I'd say it's probably about 5-ish feet wide, and it's floating a little bit off of the ground, but it's got the point at the bottom, and it's flat up the sides, and then it comes to a point at the top as well. It's some ridiculous of numbers sided. It's a huge crystal, and it is turning very slowly. If you weren't staring at it, you wouldn't notice, but it's very slowly turning. And it's floating about that far off the ground, and is, I never said, it is like 4.5, 5 feet tall-ish. Pretty big crystal.
That description makes me think of the old Final Fantasy games, the crystals you had to save that were bigger than your characters.
Everything in those games is bigger than your characters.
That is true. But in the later games, when they did it more 3D, it was actually bigger than your characters.
Yes. It's like how no one questions the fact that Link can hold like entire freaking giant ball and chains the size of him in like his tiny sack on his freaking hip.
Yes.
It's like, they're like, how do you do that? He's like,
Bag of storage.
What's our next move?
I'll leave that to the experts.
Yeah, I guess Bantron's gonna go up to Calcelmo and is like, so, what do you think about all this? This is the energy it's giving off.
The obvious answer is it's manipulating the mists and the weather. If you look, you can see the beam of light going up through the roof, and there's like, lo and behold, there is a circle. It's not a very big circle, but a circle cut in the where the roof of the tower comes up to a point, and there's a light shining up through it from the crystal. Very faint, not super bright or super dense or like blinding, but it's enough to shine out. And it does appear to be somehow manipulating the weather. Because you do occasionally see within the light small ripple that goes up. But it's hardly noticeable. Kind of like this turning of the crystal, you have to watch to notice it.
See, to
Because
me,
if it was too obvious, if they If they don't see the city because of the mist, they'll see that if it was too obvious. But it's very subtle.
I was thinking this is giving off a soul gem type of. I don't know what to describe it as, even though I don't think there's any soul big enough to fill this, but I don't understand. Even so, it's filled. It's filled with some kind of energy. But what makes it distort the weather? That's the part I don't understand. I can't get my head around how something just... But I mean, the idea makes sense, the theory, and how it works.
Well, I figure I'm going to be saying this a lot, but this might be something left to return visit to study.
Yes, we'll need a bigger crew. Now that we know where we are, we need more people to take notes, look around, see whatever they can find, more researchers. But right now, it's a miracle that we get to behold such a sight.
And I would
It's
definitely
absolutely
leave
fantastic.
it in case so nobody else could find it until you were ready to come back.
Oh, obviously, we don't want anyone discovering this and doing something to it.
Well, I think the cover of the fog will do that job well enough, hiding it from other people. It certainly did us.
I could
It's done
just
it for
hide it
thousands of years.
I could just hide it in my pocket dimension. However, I'm out of space since a certain somebody didn't want to carry any dragon scales.
All right, what now?
Antron's gonna keep taking notes until someone tells him to stop.
Krillin is doing the same thing, as well as Calcelmo is also just
Nerd Squad!
Taking notes and scribbling.
Does it look like this is some kind of control room for any part of the rest of the tower?
No,
Or
it's
just
quite open.
the room
There's
for
just
this?
mainly the pillars. There's the pillars. It's I'd say it's about a hexagonal tower. It's 6 sides, and then you have your 6 pillars that hold up the little roof above you. And it's not super tall either. It's it's kind of a small little area. I won't say room because it's opened. It's quite open, but it's not that big, and it's quite open, and you can look down. You can see the little first area that you entered of the inside the
Gate
wall.
courtyard area.
Yeah.
Should we head back down to see if we can find a way to open the door from down there, or should we head down through the tower and see what we can find through the tower?
Can I roll for something, yours?
What do you want to roll? What are you thinking?
I'm pretty sure I could just open the door.
Maybe.
Because I can just teleport on the other side of it and then just open it from that side. If I'm realistically speaking.
That would
Maybe.
probably depend on the kind of lock or what mechanism is holding it in. If we went back down, I was going to try and pick it. Or figure out if I could unlock it.
We still need to clear the tower, just in case there's anything through here. If we want to bring more people to research this, we got to make sure it's safe for anyone to come through. Just because we have Raven here to teleport us now, doesn't mean we'll have Raven to teleport us then.
That's very true.
Quite honorable. For the first time.
You haven't known me very long.
Well...
No, you haven't.
Please don't. Don't start between us now. I got enough going with this guy.
No, if we move... Do we move onward, or we just stay behind to clear this?
Let's figure a way out of this room, and I guess let's head down until we get out of the tower. That's what I would suggest, unless anyone else has a better idea.
And if we go at it from this side instead of the outside bottom, it'll be less likely that we'll come across the traps before we come across what can deactivate them.
I may be able to sneak past them as a... well, Raven.
Yes.
I suppose that's the best approach. He turned back into a raven and just kind of
Shapeshifter.
went to scout ahead.
2d6 plus
Yeah,
wisdom.
shapeshifter. 2d6 plus wisdom. That's what I thought. Let's see. Or...
What'd you get?
Ooh, I got an 8.
Ooh, all right. What is that? It's 2 hold, right?
Yes. I think so. Let me check.
I'm trying to find the...
Because I don't have the playbook for that one.
There it is. I found it. Okay, that's better. All right, yeah, so you hold 2, and you are a raven again.
Alright.
What would you like to do?
So he flies off, past the traps to inspect further. Before he does, as he's flying away, just to be a jerk, he just, freaking, what was it? Just to be a jerk, he copies Benton's voice and look at me, I'm disabling the traps. Just because that's a thing ravens can do in general.
So
they can.
We haven't gone down their stairs yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys are still in the tower, as far as I understand. I was letting
We
you guys
haven't
plan
gone
because
anywhere to find any
lost
traps.
track
That
of
was a
where we
Oh
were.
yes,
suggestion.
well, I am scouting ahead. Basically, is what he says. Just to make.
Like out of the tower or down.
I assume looking for the door out of this room.
Yeah,
and then
looking for the door out of
down.
the room, basically.
Okay,
and then
so you find a long, like, well, not find. You all notice it was there. That's why it's given to you. But you see a long, like, Dwemer metal hatch that looks like it just flips over to the side, and a staircase that goes down, and you're all able to descend down through the tower. The tower is the easy part. You get to the bottom. The tricky part now is you're on top of that big, giant square thing that houses the door underneath it in the courtyard. So now you're kind of up on that in an elevation. And another set of stairs that goes down somewhere.
I'll go down the stairs to inspect what's further in that direction.
Okay, so roll. I'll treat this like his trap expert, since you're basically checking for traps. 2d6 plus dex.
Alright, 2d6. I have good dex!
Well, you don't have the benefit of his trap expert.
13.
I don't think he needs my benefit.
So yeah, at an apparently trained hand-eye view, there's nothing here. It's fine. It's just old.
Okay, then I fly back.
This
to
was a guard tower. No reason to. You think about it for a second after kind of looking through. This is a guard area. There's no reason to trap anything really.
Yeah, but then again, if we're talking about Skyrim here, there's gonna be traps somewhere where there probably shouldn't be. So yeah, he goes back and tells everybody he's like, still using Ben Terran's voice because he can, and he's bored. He's just, I have discovered that there are no further traps on the path further down.
You're mocking me, aren't you? Fine. Let's go.
Yes, let us go.
Okay, so the descent.
Shut up, bird!
And you all find yourselves before the immaculately carved out in the Dwemer fashion, big stone square archway that leads to a door set in within the stone. Typical Dwemer entrance, 2 metal doors. There appears to be some kind of elaborate lock on the front.
Dar, your skills may be of use here.
Yes, that's what I was just thinking. Shall I? I shall try and check for traps and open the door. See if there's anything that could harm us on the way in the door. So is that?
Yes, hang on. That not open. Why didn't that open? That's weird. Anyways. So tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
36 plus dex.
10.
All right. So get out the lockpick and your tools and stuff, and you go kind of get down close to this lock, and you're kind of looking at it, looking for a place to start. There's no hole. And then, kind of dropping the tools and inspecting it for a second, you see elaborate Dwemer writing that lines some of the metal parts that are like, it's very engraved and very elaborate. Some of the more forward metal parts of it, you see Dwemer writing on it here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So you think this might be some sort of more magical type lock?
Interesting.
Calsomo, Benterin, I think this might be a lock for you, not for me. There's nothing for me to pick.
If not, I can try to break it.
How so? Is there?
It has it has words on it.
All right, I guess I'm gonna go look at the words, and I'm gonna spout lore. See
You're
if
gonna
I can
spout
read it.
lore, my guy.
Oh,
Tell me about
yours,
that lore.
in case you forgot yours, I thought I'd tell you that you forgot to put your stream notification in the Discord.
No, it's alright. It's too late now.
Yeah,
I've done it the last like 3
thought I'd
times.
say it.
Second.
Give me that sweet lore, dude.
All right, plus intelligence, which I actually have.
You've eaten too many nerds, man. Your voice is becoming off.
I got a 10.
A 10. So looking at this lock, I gotta give you a straight face for this. Sorry.
You're gonna make yourself have an even less straight face when you do that.
I know.
He's cracking.
Okay, so looking at the lock, Dwemer scholar of sorts. You read it, and some of the more outside pieces, because there's like 2 rings and then 2 rings and then the big center ring, of course, and they're layered up to the center ring being on top. The outer ones say something along the lines of like, this door is locked by the Dwemer, this door is locked by the Dwemer, do not open, blah blah blah. Magically locked, there will be consequences. Typical warning shit. The big one in the middle says, oh, damn it. Hold it together. You got this, man. No problem. I can't keep a straight face for it. It says speak friend and enter.
Oh my god.
Speak, friend, and enter.
Eurus, what's your dread pirate voice?
Shit, I lost one. Got it.
Don't you
between my
eating
knees.
too many. This man actually made that reference. He has been eating too many nerds. Holy crap.
Funny thing is, when you come across that first set of doors, I almost said, "Speak, friend."
What do you do?
Calsamo, it says, speak friend and enter.
Did you try the Dwemer word for friend? Seems like the obvious answer, but who knows?
Raven just says please. He's just like he just says it because he can. He's just like please.
Friend.
I will say you say friend in Dwemer.
I've looked up a translator. It was just friend. That's it.
Yeah.
I looked up hello just in case. And
Dwemer has, I don't think Dwemer has a spoken one. I think it just has a letter translation. It only has a written language. They speak the Dwemer word for friend, and the center part of the lock lights, but it does not move, and then it fades.
I push on the door.
I push on the door.
Nothing.
Raven just he runs. He just punches the door.
As a raven.
No, just
You are a raven.
Self. His normal. Good point.
You are a raven.
So he
You
pecks
want to
the
waste
door.
it.
Yes, he pecks the door. He's just pecking at it because he's trying to think. Just
I'll stab the door with my goddamn dwarven sword. Yeah.
Raven hits the door, like a Pokemon, and it doesn't do anything. And Raven used Peck. And Bantaran hits the door with the Ethereum Blade. Something a little bit different. You see what appears to be some sort of magical shield around that lock, protecting it from being struck. So you kind of bounce off the outside of it, sort of the outside.
Trapped us in here, you damn bird.
Well,
We were probably supposed to figure this out on the outside, and now we're stuck on the
I'll say
inside.
the
and I'm
words align
screaming,
again, and then they fade.
I'm screaming friend at the door, and nothing's happening. I've seen some glowing lights go off. What am I supposed to do, huh?
Try and touch it as it lights.
Okay,
wait, would it work if I
friend, and I touch it as I say friend.
Would it work if I threw a friend in quotes at the door?
The words align.
You ain't got none
and
of
you
those
put your
around
hand
here.
in on the center of the piece of metal, and it gets a little colder.
All right, I have an idea. Bantron's gonna look around, see if there's like a hidden, not a hidden, but like a room that's out of sight from everyone else.
So, what are you doing, Bantaran? What is your solution? What is your plan?
I'm going to go into a room, make sure I'm out of sight, but as I'm going, I'm like, all right, I have an idea. Just give me a second.
It better not be Rock Smash.
It's not Rock Smash. He's gonna walk around a corner, see he's out of sight, make sure no one can see him, and he's going to go into his bag and unlock something. I think you know where I'm going with this. And he's going to switch out, a piece of equipment with what's in the bag, and then covering it, he's gonna hold his cloak over his arm, and then he's gonna go back over to the door and press up his right hand against the door with this new equipment on.
Okay. Do you speak the word again?
Friend.
So doing so, pressing into the door, it doesn't push away. Actually, being an magical item, it doesn't have that sort of shield. It does let you touch the metal. The words alight, and they start out white, and they turn a little bit green, and then doesn't quite do anything. Calcelmo kind of steps forward and he says, maybe we're going about this the wrong way. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a simpler solution than we think.
You figure this out while I switch this out again, and he's gonna go back and switch out his equipment put this back in his lock, and then put on his normal glove.
Okay. As you walk back over to join your friends, standing thinking about this door, Madeline off to the side, she kind of says, "What if it's a riddle?"
It says "speak friend," and then what did the rest say? He's gonna look at the door.
Speak friend and enter.
Speak friend and
Say the words "friend" and "enter" in Wimmer. It
Friend
starts to
and-
light up when.
friend and enter.
No, nothing. She speaks up again. She says, "Not necessarily what I meant, but what would constitute the exact opposite of the Dwemer?"
Bow and exit. I say that in Dwemer. No one can ever say it in English. I say it in Dwemer. So only like 3 people know what I said.
I feel like you say that while like touching the lock, and you're just eye contact with Madeline as you say all these different things, and she's just
Bow, exit, enter.
Shaking her head.
Friend.
She's just there rubbing her temples, like.
I've stopped touching it. You just see Mantra just punching it with every word.
I'll say, if somebody wants to roll plus wisdom with the information from various people, like having ideas.
I've got one more idea that I want to try
Raven
before we roll.
says,
I got one more idea that might work.
Just to see what happens, Raven says, "Please in Dwarven."
Nothing.
He said the opposite of
nothing.
Dwemer. What is the opposite race?
How about this,
What do you got?
Raven? Raven, can you teleport to the opposite side of this door
he has already tried, and there's something preventing him from doing it.
So yeah, you stop and like concentrate, and you don't even shift.
There's just something very clearly wrong with it. It just doesn't let him do anything.
There goes that plan.
I guess I'll roll it.
All right, 2d6 plus wisdom.
Wait, I have a
Or,
question here. Is anything about this door not from this world?
No, it's definitely Dwemer make. It's just magical, which isn't typical of them.
I thought so.
I got a 10.
Is
You
it
got a
typical?
10.
They've had magical artifacts
I have a
in
10.
Dungeons before, but I do agree.
Two
with
This
that.
is
things.
This
But
is
you
the thing
gotta-
about. Well, you go first.
Two things, because you rolled a 10. First, the answer to the question. Well, not first, but one of them is the answer to the question. The other is something odd about the lock. You do notice there are, in a couple of places, not on the middle lock, but on the outer parts, some of the letters, at random, they look like they have been painted in Ethereum, like a little, just one, and they're like this big, they're tiny. Random spots, there's Ethereum in them. That's how it's powered, probably. The next part is, well, Dwemer like it underground, dragons like to fly. That would make them the opposite, wouldn't it?
Dovahkiin. Dova.
Can anybody speak any dragon words? Dragon language.
I want to roll
Aside
Spout
from-
Lord just in case, just see Bantron learned anything dragonish. Even though he studied mostly Dwemer, let's see if you picked
Say,
up something.
yeah, go ahead and roll, and then
Well, that's the
and then-
problem with dragon, because if you know how to speak dragon, you would probably know how to shout, because shouts are just
Not necessarily.
dragon
You
words.
can know
No,
dragon
fuck,
words
what'd I
without
get? I got a
doubting
got a
it. You
fucking-
have to practice
yeah.
it.
I got a
have to-
fucking 12.
He got a 12. It just so happens that you, for some reason, know the dragon word for friend. Now, you haven't obviously practiced it in the sense of, like, you're going to say it and it's going to make
Oh my
thunder
God.
roll, but
I
you
want to
can
see if I
speak the
can-
word.
I'm gonna look it up. If I can
It's
say it.
still-
I'll
fun
let
to
you find it and type it in and do all of that.
It is still funny to me that on the loading screen it will literally say, it's like, shout is the language of dragons. So if you see
But
two
it's not,
dragons shouting
it's
at
not
each
the
other,
inverse of that at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah, he's like,
Like,
if
you
it
can
says-
speak dragon and fluently, and, like,
Mhm.
nothing will happen. You have to practice it.
Yeah, so two dragons shouting at each other is effectively just a heated debate. I love how it specifically says it on in-game. Oh my god.
Thoom.org is quite reliable, if you would like to know.
I literally think I just used that. Hang on. Let me look
I
that
never
up.
even thought of looking this stuff up. Because I was
Boom
really
dot
bad at describing
org.
stuff.
Correct.
Wait,
I would
hang on.
know.
It's like, Pardon.
The middle lock shifts slightly, and then it begins to roll back the other direction, turning. One side rolls in of the layers, the other side rolls in, and then the two middle ones roll in to the middle, and then the lock begins to shift and shudder, and it seems to fade into a sort of space between the doors. Of course, it doesn't fit there because once it's gone, it's just the two doors like they normally sit. So, very magical lock that. It seems to dissipate into nothing. And the door is now unlocked.
Yeah, Raven just chimes in. He's like, congratulations. It appears you have a brain.
But Pedro's just gonna open the fucking door, just slam it open, just. It's like this whole. I hate Dwemer puzzles.
Balsamo
Every
very
single one is
unironically.
different, and you can never figure them out right away.
Balsamo, unironically, is very well done. Fantastic. And Krul's
Almost
just
had
like,
nothing to-
I'm impressed.
It almost had nothing to do with the Dwemer. It was the dragon language. This raises another question. Why do they have the dragon language integrated with the Dwemer language?
Well,
What is
to
the
be-
point?
Perhaps it's similar to Dragon Reach. Maybe a dragon was held here.
What's the word?
You never know.
To be crude? I would imagine.
Dwemer praise nobody but themselves, almost to a religious belief. Just doesn't make any sense. Maybe we can find something when we get more researchers out of here, and then it'll explain everything. But for now,
sadly, I agree with this.
So, do you open the doors?
He already said he slammed them open.
I fucking just pushed them
Oh.
open like
You're gonna
freaking
shove them
kicked
open.
it open,
I
man.
shoved them the hell open. As soon as I saw it was being able, I was like, "This can open," and I just fucking went, "Wow!"
He freaking
So-
Chuck Norris kicked it off the freaking hinges.
So you shove the doors open and they hit the walls with like a loud thudding metal bang that echoes what sounds like for miles, outside and in. And then it's just silent and dark tunnel. A little bit of light shines in from the outside, from the cloudy, gloomy day, but not much.
Honestly, I am still surprised there's no Dwemer spheres or spiders lurking around.
No guards, basically.
Already well hidden. Only guards they needed were of the physical kind. Organic, but there's nothing. Peculiar. We need to get more people on this, Calcelmo.
Indeed. I'm inclined to agree.
We'll
Quite
get
eerie
to
for Wimmer ruins.
Nevertheless, we'll head back to Markarth, send out some letters, see who we can get, and then head back this way. But for now, I believe we should leave. Does anyone else have a reason for staying?
I was gonna say, why do I have a feeling there's something gonna be stopping us from leaving?
Calcelmo actually like strokes his chin for a second and says, I think we should go in and see what we find.
And
I think the sake of discovery, we should go in. We can bring back a team and excavate and bring things with us.
well,
As for the finding, I think we should go in.
I agree
First
with
thing-
this. We have plenty
first-
of capable warriors, not to mention the fact if we find anything, it's ours.
Yes, and we'll
First-
probably want to clear out any threat before we bring non-combatants to the location.
Exactly.
All right. I can agree with this. First-hand research. Make sure it's safe for our later researchers.
Clear out our
All right.
traps and our way in so that we don't lose people as we go. Come back topside and go and get friends. We'll research this place and turn it into a site.
I can work with this plan. All right.
I'll let you have the honor of entering first, if you would, Bantaran.
Van Terren leads the way. Gets his sword ready. Shink.
As you open the door, and you step down, there's like, it's not like a staircase, but it's like 2 steps. You step down, and 1 step, and then a 2nd step, and you hear your foot hit like metal plating on the floor. It doesn't shift or move weird, but like it sounds like different texture on the floor. And then as your 2nd footfall hits, you hear it again, and then you kind of look down, and the little bit of light that you have, you see that it's like some kind of circle. And as you cross it, you see some kind of Dwemer lettering in the middle, one big, huge sort of rune, and all the gas lights begin to and like light up all down the hallway, and you see the place illuminate before you.
Well, if that
This
isn't
makes-
just a nifty thing,
This makes things a little bit easier. Van Terren
But
keeps
also
his sword
harder.
drawn. We'll have light to defend against whatever we see. I'll consider it an advantage for now.
the reason I said that is because if that activated the lights, that may have activated other things as well.
No way of knowing but to go further down.
That could be a problem.
And if anyone was wondering or needed a reminder to do so, if you want to switch to more dungeony type music, now would be the time. Just throwing that out there in case you need like some dungeon vibes.
I'm listening to yours.
I figure you were listening to mine, so you probably heard that shift.
Yes,
Listening
I
to the
did.
Listening to the Skyrim soundtrack.
Hell yes.
It was paused for a little bit. I was wondering why it was quiet until you were like, if you want to listen to music. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. So, entering, all the lights light up. You all have your moments there, and we're all inside now. What do you do?
How big is this chamber? Goes deep.
It goes pretty far down. It's maybe about 120 feet down to the other end of the hall, the entrance hall here.
That is a grand entrance. I
You
wonder
can
if it
see,
is for a reason.
You can see it splits into a T-junction at the end, and then the hallway, the hallway that you're standing in itself, in terms of width, is about maybe 10 feet wide.
Interesting.
So, do we need to split up for this?
I would
Raven
not
already
suggest
goes.
it for now.
Raven already went off by himself. Well, not already, but you can see him walking down one of the paths with
Well, it's just a straight hallway. There's not like paths necessarily.
Oh, I see.
It goes all the way down to the end. And it turns into a T-junction, at least from what you can see from here.
He basically
tra-
just walks forward with a weapon drone. He
So
has
you
a
transform back?
sword. Yeah, he transformed back.
Okay. Anyone else following?
Yes.
Everybody walking forward? All right. Everybody walking forward. So,
I have a
Um,
feeling something here isn't quite right. So usually he makes his special weapons out of his energy, but he's for some reason he's particularly cautious, and he's actually using his actual sword, which he very rarely does.
all right. So, Raven wielding the sword. Everyone else walking forward. You get to the end of the T-junction, and you see that the left turn side has collapsed in completely. There's no possible way of getting through there. It's whatever's in there will take a several years long digging excavation to get through all that shit. But the right turn, quite open.
Well, there's our first task, Calcelmo. Get some people on this, dig through. For now, I guess let's go to the right. It's our only option.
All right, what is the order here?
I wouldn't suggest splitting up. That seems rather unwise.
There's nowhere to split up to just yet.
There's no way to split up yet, yeah, because the other side's blocked.
I'm saying in case there is a situation.
Further down, I would not suggest it either for the first traversal of the area.
So what's the walking order? What's our line shape? And we'll just say the other three are in the back.
Yeah, I
with,
guess I'm in the front.
Madeline leading those two.
And kind of guard anyone behind me.
So you're stepping first.
I feel like Vantron's right behind Raven.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll probably be third just in case I need to do longer range with the bow, but I have my rapier out at the moment. Well, no, I'll be carrying my bow. Third in line.
Yeah.
Okay. So, weapons drawn, stepping towards the hallway. Raven, you're gonna take that right turn and you step on something. I'll say you haven't lifted your foot off yet. So you have a second before.
If he would have activated
Something.
a trap, then my trap expert would have activated.
There you go. Roll it.
Well, that better
13.
not be what I think.
13?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, no,
I'm gonna-
that's Dex. Yeah, 13.
Yeah, it's Dex.
Oh wait, that would have been 14. I got an 11.
I
Okay,
could just
so
dodge. I literally have the
say-
ability to actively do that.
you spot what the trap is and how it works. And you can relay this to Raven, or Raven can just simply jump out of the way. Let's decide what we're going to do first, and then we'll figure it out. Raven, do you want to jump out of the way, or are you going to let him try and disarm this or help you out of it?
I'm thinking I'll jump out of the way.
Okay, so 2d6 plus dex. And I imagine there's like, get
I
back
have
to
to dodge.
But Dar, what you see is laid against the wall as you turn right and you face down that right hallway. On the right wall, just coming onto this hallway, there's big metal rods that run across, and unlike typical that typical Dwemer trap that they use, each rod has a series of holes in it that runs down it, and there's a slight hissing sound in the room. 2d6 plus dex to try and jump out of the way.
13.
13? Alright, no problem. You jump out of the way, and the trap and it opens and swings across, and the room is lit with flame as it swings across, and it stops just at the edge of the hallway there, like at the entrance to it, whereas the plate would have been here in front of it. It swings closed, and you're able to jump back out of the way, and it's just spouting flames down into the other side of the T-junction, and then it relaxes, and it goes... Flames pull back, and then it just eases back closed.
Well,
So,
that was something.
Yes. And a very
That's-
dangerous something for the first one.
That's a new one. Unlike anything I've ever seen.
Well,
What do you think, Dar? Any more traps lay ahead of us? Can we get
I
past
would
this
say
safely?
we can get past this one safely. He hit a pressure plate that activated it. We should be able to dodge the pressure plate, but more than likely there will be more traps ahead. Maybe not immediately, but yes, there will be traps.
traps usually shouldn't be a problem with me on Defied Danger, but I don't know about anybody else. That is if I hit a trap.
I can detect them fairly well, but sometimes I can't disarm them quite as well. So I might be able to give you a heads up, but you may have to dodge it instead of me disarming it. It will be individual each time we find one.
We'll continue forward, since if I do step on a trap, I seem to have the best chance of avoiding. Well, let's continue on.
Alright, so, going down the hallway, it's maybe about 50 feet walk, and then there's some stairs that descend down into what looks to be some kind of stairwell that takes you down. And as you go, there's bits of typical Dwemer rubble and rocks that have hit the ground. This pipe is fallen down, and it's leaned across the wall in front of you, and this little torch thing isn't working. Just the typical things that aren't as they were in their day. And you turn left, and you go down the stairs, and looking down the stairs, it's got one side and the other, and then a big railing looking sort of thing that goes down the middle that seems to be hollowed out. What would you like to do now? You keep going, or
I would like. Did we already come down the stairs?
yeah, you came down
Or
the
are
first
we-
little set of stairs, but now you're stopped at the top of a larger section with a weird kind of hollowed out thing in the middle that runs down into between the stairs all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Can I check and see if that hollowed out area is dangerous
Roll it.
or will activate something?
That's what I was waiting for. Roll it.
By Dex.
Yep.
It's another 14.
All right. You probably aren't necessarily familiar with Dwemer Traps but you know something's going to come out of this and something's going to hurt some people. If you start walking down these stairs, you probably don't know where. It might just be the stairs in themselves are pressure sensitive. There may not be a way to avoid it. This might be a timing sort of thing.
Can I throw a rock and have it bounce down the stairs before we go?
Yeah, you toss a rock.
See what will happen?
And Bantaran, being familiar with Dwemer ruins, you know this sort of trap. This is the spinny blades of death that come out. They open up and spread out.
Oh shit, is someone close to them?
Fortunately, no. They begin spinning, but in comparison to some of the others that you've seen, this shit is spinning fast. It is like helicopter. It sounds like a helicopter in the room for, point of order. But
I'm gonna pull them both back just
as it goes
I'm gonna
down.
pull Dar and Raven back just in case. Just
instinctually, yeah.
Okay.
And it goes down
by
to
the
bottom,
gods.
stops, spins for a second, comes back up to the top, closes up. after
That's
it
a
slows
damn
down.
good way to lose a foot.
That's a damn good way to lose anything.
Let's wait a second and see if it re-engages. Or if we can tell if it reactivates.
They never spin that fast, so you could be onto something. It could reactivate at any moment.
I'll say you toss a rock like as soon as it ends, like while saying that. As soon as it closes back up, nothing. And,
is there a switch on the other end that could suggest deactivate?
You wait there a minute, and I'll say you're probably picking up another rock to start to throw it, and it's maybe been about 25 seconds. And as you're about to throw another rocket, and comes back up to the top.
Oh, crap.
So it either registered the second rock I threw and reactivated automatically, or we have activated it and it will continue to start over and over again every about 25 seconds.
Do you see anything on the other end? Perhaps a switch?
About 25 seconds passes again and it doesn't open.
Aha.
So it reacts to the rocks after a good 25, 30 seconds.
So because you rolled like a fucking 14 or whatever the hell, some ludicrous roll, you've determined that it's pressure sensitive. The stairs are. They detect shift in weight even from like when it's in cooldown, and there's probably no way to disarm it.
Is there only the stairs? Is it only the stairs that are pressure sensitive, or anything after it?
No,
anything below the stairs.
I can't see that far ahead to check.
Because it stops at the bottom of the stairs. It has to, probably a little bit before, because the blades, you wouldn't want the blades to hit the floor because that would be really bad.
Well,
I kind of want to try something.
I could teleport us to the other end of the stairs safely, but I don't know if anything's over there that could be possible danger.
We should be able to run it after it deactivates in the 25 seconds. But what did you want to try, Bantrin?
Okay. Now, bear with me on this idea. But, as it spins, when it gets to the end of its cycle, and the blades go up before it goes down, I think I can try to basically decapitate the blades from where it stands.
If I can make the blades,
if I break off the blades, I can make them shorter, and we can go down easily with no worries of long blades nicking us where we don't want them to.
And we wouldn't have to worry about a return trip on the way out.
That is a good idea.
We'd still be careful, but it would be nowhere near as dangerous as now. So, Bantrin's gonna toss a rock, make them activate.
Raven puts his hand on their Raven puts his hand on their shoulder.
And as they go up, whenever they do that last, fold up move before they go down.
Okay.
Bantrin's gonna have his sword in sword whip mode and just slash the blades.
Okay, Raven, what were you trying?
Raven has his hand on his shoulder just in case.
Okay.
Anything happens.
So you're just like staying with him, and like as he jumps forward, you kind of follow with him. So, roll. Let's do this as. Let's keep this simple, stupid, because this honestly is just going to be this is going to be a strength thing. Roll plus dex. Let's see what you got, tough guy.
Hell yeah, I got dex. It's not as good as.
Did I say dex? I meant strength. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man.
I was about to say you said strength and then you told him to roll dex.
I was literally saying strength in my head. I don't know where the fuck dex came from.
You said strength and then you said dex.
Mid strength.
What if I have a specific what's it called? Arcane blade work that I can just attack it a bajillion times.
All right, let's try
It's
that.
it's called torrential. My attack ends with a flurry of strikes that my opponent must dedicate to
I
blocking.
don't want to be that guy, but I think you also have one that's maybe I'm wrong.
What about your clones?
I got clones. I got burst, which deals forceful damage. Hey, I could do all three of those because that's my ability. Can I use art? What's it called? No, it's got a cool ass name now. I will use. Wait a minute. I got Hurricane Slash. I can send out blades of wind and use my techniques and just slash the blades on the things coming
you don't
out.
Have that one. I thought you had. I thought I remembered you having Void Edged. Nope. So you're gonna do Hurricane Slash then.
I had Void Edge. That's what you
All
remember.
right. So
I attack at near range with blades of cutting air, and then roll intelligence, and then 10+. I deal my damage and apply 2 techniques.
All right, roll it up. Let's see what you
So
get.
I'm gonna use torrential and fucking mirage to get as many strikes on these blades and break them.
Okay.
I got a 7, luckily. What's it? 7 and 9, deal my damage, apply 2 techniques, and choose one of the following. Not dealing damage, not applying techniques. You have to move to get a clear shot, placing me in danger. I feel like Banterin would be too distracted. I'm gonna place myself in danger to try to destroy these blades.
Okay, so what did you roll?
I got a 7.
A 7? Okay, yeah.
I'm choosing to put myself in danger because he's like, I can do it, I can do it. He's just getting closer and closer, and then slash. And I'll use torrential and mirage. So I just create see a bunch of Banterons rush at these blades, and then just all the original one just like swinging with the fury of a madman.
All right, so you bring the whip sword around, and you hit this side of the blade, and a couple of other ones swing, and it all hits like on the same one. Yours gives it a pretty good one. Let's see. I'll do my usual. I'll roll a d4 to see how many mirages come out. You've got 3 mirages that came out this time. So there's 4 Banterons that have just appeared around this thing to hit it. You hit it, another one hits it, another one, and then the last one, the very last one, he swings it around really hard, and you watch the first blade on one side, and then snaps off. And then as that happens, the other blade, it's like about to go down, and it kind of stops, like it's turning to get into position so that it can go down, and then it drops down, and then it comes around and whacks you, and sends you flying into the wall, like out of your hand, Raven. Like you're just at the edge of it, holding his shoulder, and he goes like he's just gone. He's no longer in front of you.
Thank God for the armor I'm wearing.
This is gonna be it's gonna be 5 damage, and then subtract your armor.
I take 2 damage. I think it's the first damage I've taken.
Yeah, you get thrown into the wall on the right side of the staircase.
He just gets tossed.
Like, yeah, you get tossed, and like it even hooks you around a little bit. Like you get thrown into the wall, and like it kind of the momentum throws you down the stairs a little bit, about halfway down.
I get caught on it. I get taken for a spin, and then just boom.
There's definitely that. Not to bring it up again, but that sound of like very obnoxious clattering because of all the armor that he wears as he rolls down the stairs, similar to that of Pippin accidentally knocking the suit of armor into the well in
like that stormtrooper who fell down the stairs in the
yes,
video.
Just clank, 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 clank. And
does he drop his weapon?
Silence.
Raven's just holding in his laughter. He has his hand over his mouth.
I'll say he dropped it, but it fell down next to him. Like it just kind of followed him down.
Obviously, I'm gonna grab it, and I'm just fucking feel for it and grab it.
Yeah, it was a little bit above you because it was in chain whip form, so it kind of like didn't fall all the way down like a normal sword would have. It kind of stopped because it was like catching on stuff.
I just imagine those videos of those guys failing at parkour when they didn't even get up when they hit the ground, just lay there.
That's why I say he's feeling for it, grabs it and retracts it, and he's just like ripping it, just like.
So is he at the bottom of the stairs?
He's very low-keyed in the first Avengers movie.
Beauty god.
Literally got tossed.
All right, you've made it down past the spinny blades of death.
The whole
I
He
told
has
you
anyway.
It would work.
Say it now that it's done. Now that it done smacked him. The blade is like kind of pointed cockeyed down the stairs. It's not necessarily. It's kind of in the way of the right side of the stairs, but it's fucking broke. He broke it. He hit it.
Raven
broke
just
half of it.
teleports past the stairs and next to Bantaran and just
For
looks
sake of comedic relief, I'll say as you lay there, Bantaran, your copies like kind of rush over, and they begin to like reach down and pick you up, and you feel them like lifting you off the ground, and then they disappear.
And you fall back down.
And you get about an inch off the ground, and then you just kind of like come back down.
Ugh, bastards. They did
That's
that on purpose.
That's Loki's moment of, I'll take that drink now.
What would you like to do?
Get up.
Get up.
literally Raven basically just picks him up by one arm. Raven just holds him up by one arm.
Raven briskly picks you up and dusts you off.
He just picks you up.
As I go down the stairs, I see how long it took me just to go, hey, dude, we could have done that in 25 seconds.
Mantron sheaths his sword, and it's just like, it worked, didn't it? Now no one has to worry about it hurting them any worse than me.
Oh,
Thank
crap.
you, Raven. Thank you, Raven. For picking me
Balsamo
up.
and Krulin are like on the
You
right side
are-
of the stairs, like the side that you fell down, but they're like hugging the wall, very carefully scooching around, like you're watching it. And Madeline actually comes down and she stops and she's looking at it and she gives it one of these.
Boing.
Huh. Interesting. Did that hurt?
If you know, just a little. If you know enough about dwarven technology, you're gonna get hurt no matter what. So I knew how I could figure out how to break it and take the minimal amount of damage.
Could you guys give me a second real quick? I will be right back. Something.
All good. We could take a quick pee break for anybody that needs to. Take a quick,
There's
okay.
so much. Anyway,
So, hopping back in. You've
Bottom of the stairs.
Bottom of the stairs. Survived the spinny blades of death.
Like a goddamn champion.
Where Dar, roll trap expert, just go ahead and do it. And then I'll determine what you do or don't know.
9.
Very good. Which dictates specifically... Oh.
React at the last possible moment. The trap will activate if the person who nearly activated does not remain still.
Alright, so Raven stepping forward. You don't step on anything, you don't kick anything, you don't feel any tripwires, nothing like that. But crossing a certain point at the the break between the stair sets that is just down and then flat and then down again to the next on the next set of stairs that you're coming down. You hear we've all played Skyrim, that familiar like metallic squeaking of like something shifting.
Well,
And then, Dar, you realize there's some sort of magical trap about to activate. You don't know what it's going to do, but you have enough time to warn Raven in order for him to get out of the way and hopefully survive.
Raven,
yeah.
back up really quick. There's a trap.
This man, he literally just he looks at you and then he just disappears.
Retreat!
He like looks at you. He like the second he hears you say that, he just
Oh, is this Dodge or whatever?
yeah, he just disappears.
Dodge! No.
Don't. No.
Dodge.
No.
I
Okay.
thought I told you to dodge.
So is this Slipstream Dodge that you're using?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
2d6.
basically just basically all it does is that undefined danger I can instead of just normal dodge. That's all
Okay,
it does.
so roll plus dex to see if you are able to do it. If it happens properly.
8.
8.
Let me read the freaking.
When you defy danger with plus dex to avoid an attack or other damaging hazard and roll 12 plus, choose a spot within near range that you can see from your current position. You briefly disappear and then reappear.
Okay, so I didn't
thought
roll
there was one
12
that was just
plus.
called dodge.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't roll 12
Maybe I'm
plus,
nuts.
which means that I cannot teleport.
Okay, so you rolled an 8, you said?
Yes, I rolled an 8.
Okay, so you
We
are
could
able
make
to,
it so that he does teleport, but he just like screws up and is like halfway inside of a wall or something.
I was gonna say you're able to get out of the way of it, but it does catch you a little bit, and boy is it cold, because you all recognize the spell. You've probably seen it here or there once or twice, at least in your life. A spell known as Ice Storm.
Ooh.
I don't think
Dang.
Bantron can pull him out of the way. He's
Well,
right behind
I have
Raven.
tempered body, so that wouldn't do
So
anything.
you are not taking the full brunt of this. So I rolled a, well, I won't spare you. I rolled a d12 and I rolled a 10, so you will take 5.
I
so
have
5.
+2 armor against heat and cold. Because of tempered
There
body.
you go. Very nice. So you take 5 minus your additional armor stuff.
Okay, so what is my base armor? Because I have...
Your base armor.
I had
Scroll down.
chain...
You have 1 armor.
Chainmail. Okay, yeah, so I have 1 armor. So I have 3 armor here.
So yeah, you have 3 armor against this, so you only take 2.
Okay, I only took it, yeah. And then I still had max HP, so I'm at like...
Yeah, we all had max
Yeah.
HP. I don't remember in that last
Yeah,
fucking
no, we all have...
shit.
Yeah.
We killed the dragon pretty quickly, and then everyone just healed from travel.
It's
so-
been days
It's been
since
days.
that happened.
It's
We've
been days.
healed.
Yeah,
We've healed.
You all should be at full health and all that. So,
Yeah, so we're fine.
yeah, trap is now activated, and you all now take a second. You go, oh, it's a soul gem trap hidden in the wall. And then you do see like a hole off to the side, facing across the, not on the staircase, but like facing across the first step.
Okay,
Just
so we
freaking-
know. So I know, which means Banterin should know, that as soon as that shit stops, it'll take a quick minute for it to reactivate again.
Yeah, so you all
So-
know, like, if you go right now, you can probably get down the stairs.
That's what Banterin's gonna do. Actually, Banterin's gonna go and grab, since it's a soul gem trap, the one that use the magic of the soul gem to shoot it out. He's gonna grab the soul gem and just pull it out.
Reach in the wall and pull it out.
Yeah,
Alright,
like
let's,
Raven's just standing there with his whole right arm just frosted.
I'll say roll to fight Dex. You can't necessarily fail at this, but something might happen if you, roll a 6 minus.
oh my god, I got a 10.
Very nice. All right, you grabbed Soul Gem, no problem. You now have
Boing. I put it in my bag. Put it in my little satchel.
I'll say, common Soul Gem. Common size Soul Gem. Which in world I actually have never thought about how they would differentiate necessarily. Anyways, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So
There's
yeah.
stronger soul towers.
Yeah, you grab a soul gem that would be that would constitute the word common. What would you all like to do now?
Are we on the stairs or are we on the next
Yeah,
landing?
you're now on the stairs and it's safe to cross.
All right.
Let us go and see what the next trap awaits for us.
Head down to the next landing and check for traps again.
Yeah. Come on,
Uh,
Dar. We're gonna need your expertise on this.
So who's in front now? Are we changing it up or are we just continuing the same?
Well,
I guess we'll just continue the same because it has
was about to say-
me being in the front.
Raven's got the better chance of dodging with his abilities if I can give him a heads up.
And Bantran's gonna walk next to Dar because Dar can detect traps, and then if it fails, Bantran's gonna rush in there anyway. He's like, I know what to do.
So instead of walking in front of him, you're walking next to him. Okay.
Just
So,
says in Bantarin's voice, I shall be the cannon fodder.
I shall be the cannon fodder.
You get to the bottom and you get that familiar, like, sound again of the hinging metal. Dar, 2d6 plus dex for trap expert again.
7.
7.
Ooh,
Same
Ooh.
thing. You're
It's,
able
it
to
is.
warn.
That's it. Whoa, what was that noise?
that was painful. That was.
Oh, that.
Ow.
What is that?
Ow. Okay, I'm gonna mute while I fix that because my plug got loose.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay,
Raven
so-
got beat the shit out of. That's what happened.
he just got hit by a trap.
I frosted my freaking earbuds, man.
That hurt.
Okay,
Frosted my
so, train of thought.
I got a 7.
Familiar sound, he rolled a 7. You're able to warn him. How would you like to try and get out of the way of this next trap, Raven?
Just
Roll a
grabs Banturin and puts. No, I'm not gonna.
He's behind you.
Yes.
Can Banterin pull him back just in case?
Actually, no. He puts his hand on Bantorn and teleports out of the way, so neither of them get it.
He was standing beside me. So if
this
that's
is,
true, you left me to die and
Well,
die.
then he took you too, because if you were touching him, then that also. Or if I was touching you,
Slipstream
so I
step.
could just take both of you. It doesn't matter.
This is how the three main characters
All
bond.
right, so
they teleport.
roll plus wisdom for your slipstream step, which is also paired with the jaunt, so that you can take someone with you.
2d6 plus.
That is definitely a hell of a way to bond. We're getting past traps. Let's go, sirs.
9.
Okay. So tricky. This will not be. Do some math in my own brain. How am I going to do this? Banterin won't take the damage because you're behind Raven. Okay. That was cocked.
I'm listening to the Bannered Mare song from the soundtrack, and this is just a
Where
very
I have
soothing moment.
I have a playlist on Spotify that's just all like dungeon music from various games. That's what Kyle has got to listen to right now.
Bro, you don't have
Ancient
dungeon
from
music unless
Oblivion.
you have Zelda music. Don't got dungeon music unless you got Zelda music in there.
Okay, so that's hold on, math. Come on, brain,
That's
catch
more-
up.
That's more upbeat dungeon music, though.
So
Well, it can be. Well, have you heard the well?
Yes.
That one
Raven,
is very not upbeat.
you turn around and grab Banterin, which moves you just enough out of the way as you slipstream step with him, that you get hit by the force of a blast and take not 14 because not being directly in the way of it and rolls happening. You don't take the full damage, so you take 7 instead of 14
Okay,
from
so
a fireball
terms
that hits
of
the
that,
wall.
if it's a fireball, I have resistances against
Yes.
cold.
Yeah,
so
so you have partial resistance to it as well.
That should be
about
4
3
damage.
armor. So yeah, that's like 4 damage.
Yeah, you turn
So
around.
I have
as
39
you
health.
grab him and teleport.
Damn, you still have more health than me.
They're tanky
Yeah, and
boys.
the
You have
highest
to remember,
damage per-
the arcane duelist isn't necessarily meant. It's supposed to be like a nerd with a sword. That's essentially what the arcane duelist is. They're not
Yeah,
tanky.
because it's not using strength, but he's got extreme strength. It's insane.
I literally built this character like a tank on purpose. That was his entire thing.
I built
This whole
mine like
thing
a
was
guy.
meant for saving people and then getting people out of situations and then eating situations.
Yeah, I built mine.
Should
like a
I
guy,
get in
just like,
front?
I'm gonna swing as much as I can.
I
Now
have 55 health.
you notice.
Oh yeah, no, he has higher health than me. His health is 10 higher than
You
mine.
notice another
Yeah,
hole on the wall
this is
that
like
points straight
15 higher
across
than
the
mine.
bottom step. That is another soul gem trap.
Since he warped him and
Oh,
moved
another
him out of
soul
the
gem
way.
trap. I'm gonna do the same thing again.
All right,
Running
roll plus
grab.
dex. Let's see if you can grab it.
I got a 7.
Can I assist with that?
Not enough to fix it. It would because success on aid would only be a +1, so that would only put it in an 8.
Yeah.
You'd have to get it
If I
up to
rolled
a
a
10.
9, it'd be.
It'd
No,
be
I got a
different now.
7.
That's
I
why
might
when
get
he rolled a
burned,
6 earlier,
but-
I asked Dar if he wanted to aid him, because if he'd succeeded, then he would be
He would've got a 7.
He would have succeeded and got
I
a
see.
question about finding things in the little gate town. So you rolled a what? 7?
I rolled a 7. I was slow to react because I didn't expect to be teleported a little bit.
All right,
So
I'm
I
gonna
was
put
like, oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
put down the 2d12s, and I will pick up 1d6, 3 damage.
3 damage? I have 3 armor.
Very nice. All right, so it just kind of burns your armor a little bit as you grab the soul gem. It kind of starts
I
to
use my-
ignite, and then it just goes out.
I used my cloak
Man.
to just like pat out the flame, and then same hand grab the soul gem and just shove it in the satchel.
I need to get me a nice dice set. I don't have any dice. I've been using the digital dice roll this entire time.
Dice are not as expensive as you think they are. Look on Etsy and Wish and Amazon, eBay.
Hell, if your Walmart's got them near you, you can get 3
There's a
sets.
set there's a set of 3. That's where these are
Oh,
from.
I got
purple
that
ones.
one. I have a set of 3 right above me. I just haven't opened it yet.
Yeah,
I've got the red,
purple
blue, and
ones.
Yeah, the purple ones went to Lizzie.
I have purple, green, and blue, which is funny because I think I have 2 sets of the same blue. What
Alright.
kind of soul gem did I grab from that trap?
That one was
Another
also
copy.
a common.
I'm gonna write 2. That's what I want to check. All the better soul gems usually went to their spheres and spiders to make them come to life, and even stronger than that. Just the bigger automatons that they had roam around.
Intriguing. Now you can make Enchanted Dragon.
And what the hell would that do?
Maybe if we kind of combine a scale with meat and soul gem, we can make a tiny dragon. Such a thing has never been possible before, because you don't just have dragon meat on you.
But you're the one that didn't get a scale.
That's fine.
I just meant I can make enchanted armor and/or weapons, if that's the case, because Raven's whole thing was that he used to be a smith. So
Alright, so what's our next move?
Is there another set of stairs going down? Or are we...
Yes, it gets down to another flat area, and then it turns left.
oh my
now.
god, here we go.
Then I will roll again for
Alright,
traps.
2d6 plus dex. Let's see what you find.
12.
Mantra doesn't have his sword drawn. He has his hands out. He's like he's ready to grab somebody because something's gonna go wrong every time.
You look down the stairs, and there's one of the lights burning up above, and then on the left, one of them actually is like went out and like kind of is like turned on the wall a little bit and like broken. And you're looking around and you see there's a Dwemer tube. It looks like something might come out of it, maybe another one across on opposite of it, and then like you see a piston in the ceiling that's like shifting up and down, and there's no trap.
Mantrid's gonna place his ear against the tube to see if what's rushing through there. To hear what's rushing through there. Is it water? Is it steam?
You would know looking at the tubes that you can reach, because the other one is up on the ceiling and it's just, you know, one of the typical pistons. The other ones that are opposite of each other, you know, those are like Dwemer spider tubes, the ones that they use to get around to different spots, do their usual works.
Alright.
Wait, theoretically speaking, could I become something small and traverse the Dwemer tubes?
You can get into it. Quite difficult because it's very, like, what's the word? It's a very hard little door.
I was about to say, didn't they have little coverings on them?
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
a
they
little
popped open and they fell out.
Yeah,
So
they have
can I
spiral
punch a
coverings.
hole
They
in
like
it,
open and close.
So can I punch a hole in it then? Oh, no.
Yeah, if you want to.
Theoretically speaking, I could also teleport through it, because it never said that I couldn't do that as a raven, but for balancing, I think I probably can.
As a raven, no, you can't do that. You have to be human form to use your specific magic. Shapeshift is I'm going based on like D&D rulings for that, because that's how it is for druids. Like if you're in wild shape, you can't use your magic, but if you have spells up, then shapeshift, those stay until of course concentration broken. Blah 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 blah. What are we doing?
You want to be an OP bird? Find another system.
Is this the bottom of the stairs? Or is there more?
Yes, there's about a little, like, maybe 10-foot gap from the bottom of the stairs to a door.
Oh, yes, this floor is made of floor.
I say we get to that door. If these things aren't, if these spider Dwemer spider coverings aren't activating as of now, they might have already been activated long ago. Maybe we can rush the door and get
Or
through.
perhaps they're activated via a trap.
Maybe.
He said that there was no more traps on this
Ah,
part.
I see.
There was no traps. That's why he went over and put his ear to the tube.
Just to make sure, here for any scuttling.
Raven just freaking makes like 10 swords floating around him. So he's that cautious. He just has like 10 freaking swords and looks, and just walks down.
Yeah, but Bantron's still like hearing for scuttering, and then like turns around, sees Raven with 10 swords. Like, by the light of Morrow, what are you doing?
Being cautious.
How big is this little area towards the door?
10 feet.
Just as wide as the stairs were?
Yeah, just wide as the stairs.
Enough room to have 10 swords.
A bit
I was
less,
about to say, we have no room.
a bit less wide than that first hallway being pretty big. This room is only about like 8 feet ish wide, enough to house the stairs and be wide enough across for multiple people.
They're
to
all
walk
just
down the
kind of
stairs
like
at the same time.
floating around him. They're not really, excepting the 2 of them that are in his hands.
Cautiously heading forward towards the door.
No, let's
Alright.
go toward the door.
Extremely prepared to put holes in anything.
So
Bantron's got his sword out. I'm making a record now. I've got my sword out just in case.
So you approach the door, you push on it to try and open it, it doesn't budge, appears to be locked. But, roll, I'll say specifically Banterin, roll plus wisdom, let's see if you spot this.
Oh, of course, roll
on your own.
wisdom for Banterin.
And say if not, someone else will be able to try and look for it and spot it.
I'll roll my wisdom. You said specifically me. Let's see if I get lucky.
I know I have like the highest wisdom.
And say it would make sense for you to spot it first if you do.
I got
got
a
there
7.
Tuning sphere.
I rolled an 8. What's a tuning sphere?
Tuning sphere hole.
Oh shit.
Oh crap.
Oh,
To the right of the door. Locked, but
I do believe we have a problem.
looks to be a tuning sphere hole.
I'm looking at this tuning sphere. This tuning sphere hole.
Calcelmo,
And-
being an expert, would he have brought one with him? From some other room?
Bantron, being an expert, pulls one out of his satchel and places it into the door.
You place it in, and you hear the typical Dwemer unlocking noise. The doors clunk, and then they begin to open. And before
Grab
you,
my tune.
there's that moment of like,
Something gonna hit us?
the door is open, and you see a like campfire and torch lit room, and multiple housing-based type structures, and lots of very pale and pointy-eared individuals wandering the room. And as the door opens, they
My sword is drawn.
I've got a
Does
bow.
it-
I got my bow
Does
up.
it glow?
yes.
I grab my tuning sphere.
All right, you pocket the tuning sphere, and yeah, let's get ready for a fight with some Falmer. All right. It's time. Switching to battle music.
Oh yes, time to make the blind worse.
Of course, it picked this song first. It picked Steel on Steel as the first one.
Mine has
Okay.
Silent Unbroken. This is the one that popped up now.
Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna go as my usual. We're gonna go left to right on my screen for this. So for me, it is Banterin, Raven, and then Dar. We'll go in that order. If you guys want to change it around, you tell me. You can tell me now, and we'll change it. If you
that's
guys
fine,
have a better
brother.
idea.
No, that's fine.
All right, very cool. All right, so at a first glance, you spot there's more than 5. You don't know how many right off the bat. I'll say you guys. Some of you guys are pretty smart. At least Banterin will note that there's the little tents. They're more further pushed back in the room to the other side, and there's 7 pillars on each side that runs down. And the pillars connects with the floor on a more raised part. It kind of raises up, and then there's pillars lining, and then you have like this more center area. And you see in the middle of the room, a small cylindrical shaped little spire thing that comes up, and it looks about 4 feet tall. And it's flat, and then it's got 4 spires that come up and are touching a tuning sphere in the center. And as you note this thing, and the Falmer start moving around, you all come through the doorway and enter the room proper. You all note his nose starts
Itchy
bleeding.
nose.
Nose bleed a little bit. Oh God, why? And kind of a twinge in the head, and then it goes away. And then after the little twinge goes away, you hear a very low in the room, very low humming.
Well, that's definitely not ominous.
You, not at all.
All right, Banterin, what would you like to do?
Obviously, I'm going to use Master's Blade Work.
Okay.
Fucking roll intelligence 10 plus. Deal my damage. Apply 3 techniques.
Also, I just realized the irony of the fact that the one that's the thief has the highest health.
Yeah, we discussed that when it first happened. They were like, oh my god, what the hell?
That's fucking
Oh my
insane.
That's the fun
I
of
rolled
that's the fun
really
of rolling
fucking
for your
well.
health.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. I agree with that completely. Rolling
I
can
rolled
make a lot
really
of things fun.
I thought I was good, and then
D&D kind of gives you the standard of like certain character types have lower health, right? It's not entirely true.
Sometimes
You
you like
have-
to break the barrier.
You have giant 7-foot-tall guys that are sneaky. I heard of a story of a guy that used his charisma intimidation to stealth. He would literally intimidate people into not seeing him.
I
Are
fucking
you
love that story.
serious?
You do not see
He
God.
was very good at it. He would look at people and say, "You can't see me," and then they would just.
Look away.
I don't see you.
See, I
That's
love
funny as
rolling.
hell.
I
'Cause
love that shit.
as a DM, having people roll has to be one of the funniest things ever. Just because you can it helps influence your decision on things. It makes things a lot easier.
Especially
for you.
in D&D, because
Oh,
there is an
yeah.
opposed roll involved with intimidation, if I remember correctly. So it's a little weird. Anyways, so have you rolled your thingy?
Master's Blade Work. I have a +3 and I rolled a 6 and a 2, so I got an 11.
You got an 11.
Deal
Let's see real quick.
my damage. Apply 3 techniques. The techniques I shall apply here to these Falmer are flowing. If an attack kills the target, I immediately attack a new target as if I gotten a 7 to 9. Mirage, create a bunch of fucking illusions of me. And what's the other one I wanted to use? Quicksilver. My blade cuts faster than the eye can see, preventing my opponent from mounting
Okay,
a
list
covered
off the
advantage.
names of all of them again.
Game.
What was the first one, and then Mirage, and then Quicksilver.
Okay, Mirage, clone the
Yeah.
illusions.
What was the first one? I missed the first one.
Flowing. When
Flowing,
my
okay.
attack, if I kill a target, I
Okay,
attack a
I
new
gotcha.
target as if I got a 7 to 9.
So what
And
did
then-
you roll on the actual move? The Master's Blade Work.
I got a 11.
So roll your damage, and we'll incorporate these moves.
I have a quick question.
What's that?
The shoot first, is that only when somebody surprises me, or is it in
you are
general?
not. Yeah, you cannot be surprised or ambushed or whatever. Even if you are, you'll notice, you'll be able to react to it. That's essentially how
Okay.
I interpret that move.
The reason
Like-
I asked was, would this count or not? Because nobody's
There's
attacking
no,
me.
there's no real surprise. You definitely saw these Falmer.
Okay.
It's just kind of like the door opens and it was like, oh shit.
Just checking.
Alright,
Well
so
cramped.
Yes.
first roll for flowing, I guess, or how many mirages do I make?
Let me find out for you. Purple or red? You pick.
Purple.
Purple, that's right. 2.
Nice. And then let me roll my damage. Fuck me. I got a 1.
Oh shit.
I got a 1 with 4 piercing. How about that?
Ooh.
Sorry, hang on. I'm setting dice aside for things and other characters in the room.
And also, do I kill anybody?
Okay, so
That's what I say.
you rolled what for damage?
I rolled a fucking 1.
You rolled a 1 with 2 piercing.
4
Wow.
piercing.
Somebody said 4.
Your Falmer.
Quicksilver gives me another additional +2.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My-
You already have your own piercing. I forgot about that. That
yeah, my
is-
weapon has +2,
Yeah,
but I
that is
figured I'd
2 piercing.
tack on some more.
Oh, boy.
I've learned my
Oh.
mistake.
If they had armor, boy, did it not do much. But a bunch of Falmer take 1 damage, so 3 of them. So, hang on, I'll get to the kind of flavor part of it here in just a second. Oh, is this the one I like? Oh, this is On Thin Ice. It's from Witcher 3. Such a good fucking song. Okay. So, you, are you in Whip Sword or are you in regular sword?
I feel like I'm in regular sword right now.
Okay. So, you, run in and begin to strike as, there's about 4 or 5 that run forward. One of them pulls out a bow. The other 3 pull out, like, various clubs or small, like, Falmer axes or swords. And they begin coming at you, and 2 more of you appear, and you strike it. The first 2, the first 3, kind of to the right, and then there's one on the left. Raven, what would you like to do?
Just then turns, just they're fighting, and like literally 10 swords just fly by him into all the freaking Falmer. Just 10
Jesus.
swords shot like freaking bullets. Just
All right. Roll.
Sure.
So these are your sharp thoughts weapons, right?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, and I can choose range, and in this case, I guess I would
Yeah,
pick
so
far.
we haven't chose tags.
So yeah. How many
So-
tags can I pick? Let me look at the.
How many what?
How many tags can I pick? I
I
need
think
to look
you
at that.
can
just to
pick
see.
3 with your stuff. Hold on. There's one of your moves.
Because I have one that actually upgrades
Yeah, I think it's
so forward.
Transcendent Strike. Is that
Transcendent.
when you use sharp thoughts? Choose 2 range tags from the list. Oh, you have added. No. You only you choose 2, but you have an expanded list to choose from.
Yes.
Near or far are included in there, as well as hand close and
Yeah.
reach.
So I'm picking far because I'm just freaking shooting them at everybody. So
Okay, far.
yeah, far. Well, since I can
Let's
select,
say near
two, I'm
would
gonna
also
pick-
do. Near and far are your ranged, like
I'm gonna
bow
pick
type related
near and
ones.
far. I'm picking those 2 tags. Just
Okay, near and far. So, let's see. How are we gonna do this? We'll call this a volley. So, yeah, roll volley. So 2d6 plus dex.
all right then.
What a funky little move.
9.
What a goofy little guy. All right, so you rolled a 9. So, roll your damage die, which is a d8. Wait, what are their damage?
8.
What?
You guys, you ever just get a 1? Anybody?
Did you roll a 1?
He just
literally-
did.
I
Yeah.
did.
All right,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
say that was dealt
I
to
just
the one
rolled
that
one.
hasn't been hit yet, to the left of Banterin and his mirages.
I shot them
uh,
at everybody, just not
of
anyone
which-
in particular. So I can just hit whoever the hell you want to do, pretty much.
Okay, so we'll say you fire them out and they just kind of miss around the room. And what did you roll on volley?
1.
No, on the volley itself.
Oh, on the volley
move.
itself was a 9.
The 9. Okay. I'm just gonna assume that you're gonna choose ammo because that's a good cop out, anyways. So I'm not worried about the consequence there. But because you don't technically have ammo, I'll have them deal damage to you, which is 2 damage with 1 piercing. So it'll ignore one of your armors. And I think you only have. Okay, yeah, you only have 1, so it's 2 damage. Raw. As the one with the bow actually fires an arrow out and hits you. Okay.
Ooh.
Dar,
Let's-
what would you like to do?
Well, the first thing that came to mind was that pillar in the middle with the tuning sphere is a bad idea to leave it there, and I was thinking of shooting the tuning sphere out of its slot.
Go for it. If you want to shoot it, roll. I'll just say roll plus dex. We won't really worry about doing volley. Not really necessary for it.
Oh, I forgot. Those weapons have messy. Every single weapon that I make has messy. Okay,
Oh, that's
good.
right.
I did not know that. I
So
keep
roll a d4 real quick for me.
me.
Yes.
All right.
Because in some cases, Messy adds plus 1d4 damage.
I got a 2.
But it's not listed in all cases, so I listed in all my cases. You got a 2?
All right. Yeah.
So we'll take 2 more off there. So that guy took more damage. Very nice. Dar, you are firing an arrow at
7.
You got a 7.
I got a 7.
I mean, there's not really any drawback here. You meant to fire an arrow to see what would happen, sort of. The arrow fires off. It flies from your bow, and it hits somewhere in the area near the cylinder thing with the sphere in the middle of it. And you were on your mark, but it seems to stop before it gets to it. A solid, several inches, maybe a foot, and then it just falls to the ground.
Oh.
Like it hit something hard, like a surface, but there's nothing there.
Guys, there's something protecting the sphere.
Oh, well, that's just great.
We need to get rid of these Falmer first.
All right, Bantaran, what would you like to do?
I think
Come
that's
back
the
around to
best
you
thing
now.
you've said all day.
Fucking, I want to do Master's Blade Work again.
Oh my god, do some fucking Master's Blade work.
That's
I
too
got a 9,
A 9, all right.
which is
On Master's Blade work.
yeah, my damage, apply 2 techniques, and my opponent attacks me. So I get
Okay.
2 and I take damage.
Oh, you lucky bastard. He rolled a 1 with 1 piercing, which doesn't matter. You have
I
2 more armor after that.
So I'm going to do Mirage, and then I'm going to do Burst. My attack deals an additional 1d4 damage, and I gain the Forceful tag.
Okay. Oh, wait, hang on. He's got 2 friends standing right next to him. I just forgot about that. So...
Yeah, but I got Mirage, so I've also got 2 friends standing
That's
next
true.
to me.
So
It depends on how
it's-
many.
Yeah, hang on.
Do
I
I-
was
do
about
I-
to roll.
Do I get even more, or do I just keep the same amount, or how does the Mirage
That's
work? If I
3
keep-
with 1 piercing, so you take 1 damage. Oh, God. Okay.
I take no
will-
damage. And wait, yeah, 3, 1 piercing.
Oof. Unfortunate. I rolled a 1 that time on the D4.
Ooh.
So I
So
got
you have
1.
one-
Everyone's getting some crap rolls
So
today,
you're
boys.
doing Mirage, and what was your other one? Burst. You said Burst. Never mind.
Burst.
So, what is your damage?
See, D6
Various.
is going to be.
Haven't said that one in a long time. Yeah, for Edgar, when he would play Edgar, I used to have to tell him, like, I would say roll damage various, because he had so many fucking damage die that he would roll.
I just pick my dice cup up and roll it, and then that's it.
Preloaded
So
dice cup.
for the D6, I rolled a 3,
Okay.
and then for the original Banterin, the additional D4, I got a 3. So the Mirage does 3, and then I do 6.
Whoa.
So that would be...
And I got plus 2 piercing.
So wait, list those damage numbers to me again?
So the Mirage, I would
Mhm.
does 3 because I rolled a 3 on the D6,
Okay.
and then for me, the original Banterin, I
Mhm.
rolled a 3 on the Burst. So
6 total.
I got 6 total, and then I would do both of them have the plus 2 piercing because it's just my weapon?
I'll say they do, yeah.
All right,
That would make sense.
then plus 2 piercing.
All right, so yeah,
Casually.
you swing and you hit these guys, and one of them appears to take a pretty big hit, and he kind of staggers back a little bit. The other one that the Mirage hit takes a hit a little bit, and I already did the damage for them, so no worries there. All right, Raven.
Ooh.
What would you like to do now?
Ballista. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that again. Even though that's my running joke.
I'll say you already
Not
said
gonna
you
do that
did
again.
swords, so we'll stick with the swords for
Yeah.
now. That would take a moment to like
Yeah.
concentrate.
Yeah. Okay. So well, he did shoot all 10 of the swords, so he's empty. What do we got?
So you have 4 of them, 1 directly in front of you, and 3 others to your right, as well as multiple others scattering around the room, getting ready to
Oh.
immobilize against you guys.
Freaking! He just makes a great sword,
Okay.
holds it with both hands, and pulls it apart and makes 2 great swords.
Holy shit. Okay. So close and since they're great
Close
swords,
and
they would have close.
Not near.
You can do reach since it's a great sword. I'll allow
Yeah,
that.
reach. Yeah, reach and close will work for that. Yeah.
That works for me.
Freaking has 2 great swords and he just starts swinging on these things.
All right. Hack and slash. 2d6 plus strength.
All right. Oh. Okay, there you go. 12. That a good number?
Okay, so you can add 1d6 of damage to revert back to a 7 to a 9. Let me try that again. You can roll an extra d6 of damage if you want to revert that and take a hit from the fallman.
I rolled a d6 and got a 3.
Okay, so you're going to take some damage from the fallman as well, but you do more damage. So what was your damage total?
My damage total was... Oh wait, I had to roll the d8, huh?
Yeah, you got to roll your d8 as well.
Yeah, okay. 5. Plus
So-
message. So I have to roll the d4.
Yes, roll a d4.
That is a 3.
Okay, what is all your damage total?
All my damage total, so the d6, everything together?
Yes.
Ooh.
The 11, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 11.
Yeah, it would
5 plus 3 plus 3.
be. Yep. That's a lot.
All right, give me a quick snippet of how you chop down this fallman.
He just kind of does a spin with both swords in his hands, and just the dude's head just goes flying.
Okay, so he clips you with the little falmer axe that he's holding as you just absolutely obliterate this guy. Now, oops. Dar, what would you like to do?
Is there any important looking Falmer or stronger ones that I can see? Or is it just the regular ones?
Roll plus wisdom. If you can spot him. I won't count this as like your turn per se, but
7.
7. You spot one that looks important-ish. He's wearing a helmet. It's hard to tell with these guys because they're weird.
That's one way to
But he
put
doesn't
it.
appear to be holding any weapons. He's just got his hands.
I would like to try and shoot that one with my bow.
All right, roll volley.
And that's Dex, isn't it?
Yes. 2d6 plus dex.
10.
10. All right. So roll your damage die, and that's it. No condition.
7.
7.
Oh, wait.
Boy.
Could I spit on the arrow before I do?
Oh crap!
No,
I forgot about
Let
that.
that happen. What does it do?
And that would be Bloodweed. Target deals minus 1d4 damage ongoing until cured.
Ooh. I keep almost wanting to say Umbra because I'm too used to the campaign we did before this.
Bloodweed.
Okay.
That's
You hit the. He's kind of in the back, and he's kind of coming
Very
forward with his hands up. It looks like he's got 2 spells prepared, coming forward. And we will swing back around to Banterin. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go after a Falmer, or the ones in front of me. I'm about to go ham.
I'm going ham. Let's see it.
Master's blade work. I got a fucking. How's a 13 do ya?
Oh my god. All right, your techniques and your damage.
I'm going to use torrential, elaborate, and flowing. So torrential, my attack ends with a flurry of strikes that my opponent must dedicate to blocking or avoiding. If they instead attack in response to my attack, I deal my damage again, but it doesn't apply techniques. Elaborate. When I apply this technique, I roll Dex, and on a 10 plus, deal an additional D8. On a 7 to 9, it has no effect, but it looks really cool.
All right, well, plus
And then,
Dex.
on a miss, my showboating costs me some substantial way.
Okay.
I love
for
how
that-
we're basically terrible at everything except combo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all combat. Like his character knows a lot about Dwemer shit, and he can fight. Period. The end of the
and
story.
luckily they coincide somehow.
Wow.
This is the one situation, the one place on this entire fucking planet that it all makes sense.
Wow.
For dexterity, got a 3 and a 5, plus my 2, I got a fucking 10.
Nice,
So I deal
very
an
nice.
additional
1d8 damage
D8
extra.
damage.
Oh my god.
And
roll
then flowing. If my attack kills a target, I immediately attack a new target. Is that I got a 7 and 9.
Okay. So roll your base damage as well.
Base damage is a fucking 5. And then let me grab. Didn't pull out a D8 yet.
Oh yeah, you got D8. So 5 plus something.
5 plus. Give me a second. 5 plus 7, 12.
Oh
Does that
shit,
kill him?
12. Okay, so I'll say you attack the one on your right, which is at 9 health out of 10, which would have been the one that your Mirage to the right of you would have swung at. You hit him, and that is, let me do some brain math, so that's... Okay, and then because you kill him, flowing kicks in, and you're able to... Let's see. I'll say the one that's directly in front of you that you swung at before. He actually... Fulmer is stupid. He actually does try and swing on you. And I'll say roll your d6 again.
Okay.
That added Fulmer are stupid.
I got a 4.
Sorry.
You got a 4. Alright, so we'll add 4 to the remaining 3 damage floating around. So... brain maths. So you take down the one to your right completely, and then the one in front of you as well, who is already looking pretty rough. And then you swing again at the one to your left. Oh my god, flowing also. So roll your damage again.
I got a 3.
Okay, so this is as a 7 to 9, so he will do damage to you. So you got a 3. So he hits you for 6 with 1 piercing.
Alright, so
block 3 of it because of your armor, and then add 1 more back to the damage since it's piercing.
So I take 4.
Yeah, you take 4 total. Easiest way to explain it. And you do take him down. Did you roll damage on this third one? Or did I just ask you... No, you did just roll damage, yes. What did you roll?
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3? Okay, yeah, he goes down. Easy enough. Okay.
Yeah, I just decimated 3.
Jesus Christ. One of 4 Fulmer remain from the first wave that had like run up in your faces. Raven, what would you like to do now?
Oh, that is a great idea.
Because they're now...
I could do one
Actually,
of-
hang on, I'm wrong.
I was about to say there was
killed that
5.
that one was dead. Now there are... you can see 4 more with one with spells that got shot by an arrow behind those 4. So there's 4 more walking at you at various different distances. One of them has... a couple of them have bows. One of them has a sword. Another one has a little axe. And like a shield.
Oh.
And then
Oh,
the one
yeah,
with the
no, I
spells has
haven't
like a helmet on.
Everyone just kind of turns and looks, and Raven has literally constructed a cannon, and he just pulls the line.
What the fuck?
To take out the group in front of you.
Yes.
So
precisely.
near far, I'm imagining. Roll your volley.
It's volley. Because I'm just trying to familiar myself with these things.
It's a good song for
Okay.
Balmer.
8.
8. This is the damage or the volley?
That's
This is the
the
volley. Sorry, I was thinking.
And then a D8 of damage, of course, that I have to.
Yeah, D8 of damage.
4 on the D8. 6 on the volley. And then, oh yeah, messy, so I have to add.
6 damage plus your 1d4.
That's another 3.
So 9 damage total. Alright, so you take, because your volley and the way that we're working it specifically for you, since you technically don't have ammo, you take 6 damage in return with 1 piercing. So it's skips over your armor. Your solid 6. Which one do you hit? You have an array of 4 of them to choose from. One of them has a shield. The third one from the left has a shield. Or second from the right, however you want to, whatever's easier.
The one with the spells, because I feel like he'd be the most problematic.
He's in the back. He's got a couple of them in the way. It wouldn't be, your shot wouldn't line up.
It is a cannon and kind of an explosive, so I just shoot at them.
Well, cannonballs don't explode. It's just essentially a flying giant projectile.
Oh yeah, I know, you're completely right. Yeah,
Ball of steel.
It's just
Smack.
a big ball of iron.
It might
really.
knock that one out of the way, but it ain't gonna go boom.
It'll probably knock him over, but you won't be able to shoot that guy. This room is not big enough for a parabolic arc.
Yeah. So
We're not
Screw
firing
that
off
shit,
howitzers or
y'all chill.
anything.
I'll shoot the guy with the shield, because
All right.
well,
You have,
obviously he's
what's
not
your
gonna have the
piercing?
shield anymore.
Well, no, wait, this wouldn't have piercing, would it? Because it's this is your
Yeah, because this is not my sword.
This
My
is your
sword
sharp
is
thoughts. Okay.
Yeah, my sword is light.
okay. So you rolled 9 damage. You said.
Yes, it does have messy, which I already rolled for, so that's out of the question. I
All
could
right, so
check.
yeah, you hit the guy with the shield, and like he holds up the shield to try and block it, hits the shield, pushes it into his chest, and like knocks him over, and he falls down to the ground. Hit him fucking hard. He's bloodied, very bloodied. Dar, what would you like to do?
Can I shoot the dude in the back again?
Oh,
Um,
I have precise on these things. I didn't know that. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
that's you use your dex instead of your strength.
Oh,
on,
yes.
Hack and slash.
Precise tag. That's
So hack and slash specifically, you would still use your dex instead of using strength.
Oh, I've been using strength because it's busted.
You're firing an arrow. Let's see if you can hit this guy. Let's roll volley. It might be a little bit easier for you. Cannonball, not so much, but arrow, you might actually be able to hit this guy.
9.
9. All right. So choose a condition from the list.
Let me pull the list back up for a second. Oh, and I just unplugged me. Get shot, place in danger. You have to take what you can get. How about I move to get the shot, placing me in danger?
All right. Roll your damage.
6.
All right. So give me a quick snippet as to how you take down the Falmer mage-looking guy in the back.
I roll to the right, draw my bow, and hit him right between the eyes.
Okay. You find yourself under the arrow point of a Falmer bow pointed right at you from not very far away. Now that you had to roll to get this shot, and you take, oh my god, 10 damage with 1 piercing.
So 10 damage. Wait, would I be surrounded then?
No, it's just one guy, because you're on the right of the line.
Okay, so 10 damage.
Since you rolled to the side, yeah, you would be to the right of the line.
Alrighty.
Pretty hardy hit, actually. Jeez Louise.
It was.
That's a good one. Yeah, Falmer boss guy is dead-owed. Alright. 4 remain, one is very injured.
4 left. I have an idea, proposition. It's mostly a joke, but it could probably work.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
What do you got? We're about to go back to Banterin. What do you have?
It involves Banterin, that's why I intervened here. So what say you that you ready your sword and I fire you at it?
Fire him out of the cannon.
You fire me out of the cannon?
Technically, you wouldn't take damage from this because it's not. It's a weird cannon. It's ethereal.
Technically,
so,
you'd be getting moved by psychic energy rather than an explosion.
So yeah, you wouldn't be getting
Technically.
injured from this. Problem is, your accuracy.
Now, would the force
depends on
propelling
fire.
you do damage to you? I don't know.
When you land?
When you land, well, unless he freaking stabs into somebody with his sword out, he'd probably.
He'd probably
fine.
body surf at the minimum.
Yeah.
Can I jump into the cannon and activate my my whip sword?
Oh my
Yeah,
god! Imagine he shot at the
And
cannon.
then he can shoot me out of the cannon, and then as I go flying,
Buzzsaw
I'll
flying
have-
through the air.
I'll have my whip sword already activated, and I can just slice someone.
no,
Okay,
However,
Imagine I shoot you out of the cannon, and right after you exit the cannon, you just summon your clones. So it's like I shot freaking 5 people.
let's find out. So, can I do
Raven?
that? Can I use my turn to jump into his cannon and activate my whip sword, and then he shoots me out, and then I can use that
So,
turn
Raven,
to
roll
start slicing
volley
All right.
and
And pray.
Yes.
and
Oh my god.
Banterin, roll plus Constitution.
Oh,
13.
thank God.
Well, he hit him.
I got
Definitely
a-
hits.
Holy shit! 13.
No
Oh,
fucking way.
nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who has the higher base damage die? I think Raven does, right?
Yeah, I think he does.
All right, so
what's his-
I'll
Is it-
say for Banterin, you roll a D8 and see how much damage you do.
Woo!
D8.
Yeah,
You,
roll a D8.
yeah, because you're getting
You're-
my damage die.
You're using
'cause I'm
Raven's
firing.
damage.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm firing.
Come on, big damage.
Big damage. Get an 8. Get an 8.
Oh,
First time you're
yeah,
going to be able to use an 8.
I got a well, I mean, I got a 4.
Oh, that's fine.
That's...
Middle of the road. Perfectly average.
Does it add your pierce?
Pantheron.
So you rolled a 4, you said?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and it adds Messi because I shot him.
That is also true. Roll an extra D4 as well.
I got a 1.
All right,
Okay,
so
so
5
it's 5.
total.
5 is alright.
So there are 4 total to choose from. There's one getting up off the ground that has a shield, and he's second from the right. There's the one on the right that has a bow. There's the one with the sword to the left of the one with the axe and shield, and then the one on the far left has a bow, and he's a little bit further back.
Send me to the very back. I'll take care of that one with the
All
bow.
right, you go flying off towards the one
By
in the
the
back.
time he finished talking, he already fired.
Yeah, he's fucking flying through the room like a hellish magical bat monster thing. Flying across the room. This fight must sound insane. I just realized that.
Yes.
Okay, so
Especially by
Just
Elder
hear
Scrolls
explosions.
Look out the dude in the back first.
okay, so you hit that guy. He takes 5 damage. No damage is dealt to you guys because of fucking bunch of 13s and all that.
Constitution.
Just the farmer watches the
back-
friend next to him get stabbed by a dude flooding through the air and just must have been the wind.
We'll go back to Dar. Dar, what would you like to do?
Switch over to my sword, or my rapier,
Yes.
and attack the archer that just shot me.
All right, and he's right next to you too, so not much space to traverse. Pull out the rapier, roll hack and slash, but you use dex instead of strength because your rapier has precise.
13.
Very nice.
Oh
You
my
choose to
god.
add an additional
Stress.
d6 of damage.
Risk
If
guy,
you want to-
decophobia.
If you don't mind taking damage, you can add an extra d6 of damage to your damage die.
I feel bad for the people watching.
You know what?
D6 and a D8.
13.
I'll do that.
Okay, so he will deal damage to you also.
10.
But you get more. He rolled a 1 with 1 piercing, so you take uno damage. So how much damage total?
10.
10 total. Give me a quick view of how you eliminate the far right Falmer.
As I go to stand up from my roll, he catches me slightly right as I lean forward and stab him through the heart.
Very nice. Very clean cut. And he drops to the ground dead. Banturn, what would you like to do now? 3 remaining Falmer.
Alright, where's the closest one to me?
The one with the bow is still standing, and then there's 2 others that are to your right, but a little bit behind you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use Hurricane Slash. Why not on the one with the bow?
He's right in front of you.
He's right in
Just like-
front of me.
Yeah, you hit him.
Oh well.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's the closest
Like
one.
this is a
Maybe-
situation of like you guys are like getting up off
Oh,
the ground
shit.
at the same time.
Oh shit! Then maybe I'll use Master's Blade Work instead, so I can apply
Alright,
3
very nice.
techniques.
Roll it up.
Got a 9. So
Okay, so 2 techniques and your damage, and you take damage from him.
I'm gonna fucking use Mirage, and then I'm going to use Burst. So for main damage and my Mirage's damage,
So you get
I'm
2
gonna-
mirages this
that's a-
time.
I rolled a 5,
Oh boy.
and then for me my burst damage, I rolled a 4. I did
Oh my
9
God.
damage, and my Mirages did 5. We
Oh my God.
fucking
He-
sashimi
he-
this Palmer.
He gets
Oh my
filleted. So that Falmer is filleted and falls to the ground. Needs no description, honestly.
Just
2 Falmer
lands a
remain.
cool
1 with a
fish.
shield. 1 that has not been touched yet, holding a Falmer sword.
Since he killed that one, does he get to attack one of the other ones?
He didn't use flowing.
I didn't use
okay.
flowing.
Yeah, he would have to use flowing. So, Raven, what would you like to do now? 2 remain.
Raven just uses his energy to make him float and just slams his into the ceiling.
Times
Just
what?
uses the force. He just slams the Falmer's head into the ceiling with his spiritual energy. Just picks him up and slams him into
Wait,
the
what move is this?
Nah, dramatic effect. Doesn't really have it unless you want me to actually. I just meant it for comedic reasons. Unless you want me to actually do a legit.
You got no move.
Oh yeah, it is. a
Fight's
move.
not over
Okay.
yet.
You have a point. All right, let's see. No, you have a point. You got a point. I got a hit. Let's see. What's a fun way of doing it?
It's
You
like,
gotta
these
pick
guys
a
hit
move.
hard enough. Yeah, these guys hit hard enough that there's still a fight to be had between
Yeah,
the two of them.
No, you're completely right. Falmer. They
There's
hit
a fight
very
to be
hard.
had unless I fucking summoned 2 Mirages of myself and built.
This
Fucking
hasn't necessarily
Except
been
for him,
life threatening for
he
you guys, but they
just went
definitely they don't not hurt.
Yeah, I know. Falmer.
10
hurt
damage.
in general.
I did 19 to that one guy, if I'm right.
Something like that. I wasn't even gonna bother
Yeah.
with the math. He was at 5.
It was like I did all of them did 5, and then I
You
did
did
an
9 and there were
additional
2.
4.
So yeah, that's
So
19
5
damage.
and 19 fucking damage. We
It was that situation of like bow is drawn, and he's just, and then he just falls to pieces.
and then he just
Sliced through the bow and all.
It's like one
falls
one
apart
went
like
for
a
the
Lego
leg, and then like
character.
another one went for the head. The other one went for like an arm. He just like falls into pieces.
No, I got the perfect meme here. You ready?
What you got?
He makes a sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
He walks up to the Falmer, and he flips around the sword and stabs it in the eye with the hilt.
All right, I can slash.
Shield one or the other one?
Shield one would be back on his feet right now, by the way.
Shield or sword?
Sword man, I guess, since Shield man doesn't seem to be much of a problem. Guess
Alright.
2d6 plus strength.
You said you have precise, right?
Oh yeah, because it's a okay, yeah, 2d6 plus dex. He's freaking dead. Like, And I gotta roll my d8 and everything.
Yeah, roll your
I was about
d8,
to-
and you can
Oh
take
my
the additional
god!
damage.
And then Messi.
Okay, d4.
And then I can take my additional damage for,
Yeah, do you want to do an additional damage and take damage yourself?
yes.
Alright,
So,
How much-
d6.
yep, a
for that?
d6.
I have done, oh my god.
How much was the first 2 rolls without the d6?
8!
Oh my god.
So right now, this is a 10.
10 damage. So,
His head just freaking exploded.
You just poked his brain, sir.
you run up to this guy and have like an exchange with him, and clink,
Just
clink,
a
clink.
good
you know.
reference. Just...
He duels you a little bit, and then he gets a cut across your arm as you just jam your sword into his eye, and you take 2 damage with 1 piercing, and he dies.
You ever just kill someone with the hilt of your sword?
Okay, now we're in this situation. We've got a guy with 2 health, 1 armor. He's holding a fucking shield and an axe. What do you do?
That's like the equivalent of medieval pistol whipping.
Yeah, but this is
I
a
say we all
farmer,
have
so
at
he
the same
does.
time. Because we're all
Oh,
surrounding him right now.
Everyone roll attack at the same time. I'll roll Master's Blade Work as well.
Go for it. do it.
Everyone just roll attack at the same time.
For
Alright.
flavor.
Just their damage die, or just roll like
Roll,
I rolled
the
a
full
fucking
moves. Fuck it.
13.
Roll the
Sorry,
full
what
move, and
was
then we'll see.
I rolled
Oh
a
my God,
13.
okay.
I'm using Mirage.
Oh my god.
I'm pumping
Matt,
everything
10.
into Mirage. Let's just say for flavor, instead of
Let's
any
take
other
damage.
Oh
move.
my god. I got
I'm
a
using-
9 on the move, so let's
Yeah,
see my
don't even
damage.
worry about damage. Don't bother. What do you guys
Yeah,
do to this thing?
I'm gonna roll 13. Since I rolled 13, I'm pumping everything into Mirage, and instead of just the normal 2, you see me create like fucking 8 guys, and we just go. Everyone just jumps on this fucking dude.
I stab him in the head right as you slice him to pieces in his head.
Yeah, the rest of and then the rest of us just go. Wah, 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 wah.
Freaking. As everyone jumps in, Raven just makes fists out of his spiritual energy and just starts pounding them. Oh god.
So I'm basically standing there with his head on a stick.
You cannot
So-
handle the power of my stand.
So he gets turned into fucking strawberry preserves on the ground.
Ground beef.
And
Stro-
yes, ground beef and strawberry preserves. You now have
Big
an empty
ground
room.
dragon.
You have an empty, well, not empty, but empty of Falmer room. What would you like to do? Changing from battle music would be a good idea as a starter for
Man.
me.
Mantaron sheaths his sword, and he goes up to the tuning sphere, and he tries to pluck it out.
So just your like bare hand.
I'm gonna use the sword. Pry it
Okay.
out.
So you pull out the sword, and you begin to push the blade into it, and you see like this wisping like. You don't actually see the whatever it is that you're hitting, but you see wisps of like air coming off of the tip of your blade, kind of like when you have enough air pressure coming out of like a compressor or something, and like you can see like a little bit of like white spray from like the moisture in the air. It's kind of like that at the tip of your blade. You can see it. You can't push through, but you can see it curving and pushing, but it won't go through.
Interesting.
Very unusual.
From the beginning of when we came in the room. Oh, sorry. What?
I just put my sword back. I withdraw my sword.
From the
Okay.
beginning, after we came in the room with the slight nosebleed and the headache, has that any more of that happened?
No, it was
Since
just at
we've
the
been in there.
entrance.
Hmm.
Yeah, you notice
Like-
that it's like a low hum.
By the way, how are Madeline, Calselmo, and
Madeline was hanging back.
Fred Krulin doing?
Protecting Calselmo.
Madeline and Krulin were hanging back in front of Calselmo to protect him, just in case.
Alright,
Madeline was a
good.
little bit more forward and ready to join if she needed.
Bantron's checking on them. Just he tries to pry the thing, and then he's like, "Well, that didn't work. Time to go see the crew." And he's like, "Are you all okay? How's everyone
We're-
doing?"
We're fine. Good work. Nice work there.
Was
Well-
nothing.
What's this? And she points to the tip of the blade at the cylinder thing.
So far, it just looks like an average tuning sphere, but there's something
Odd about it.
There's more to it. There's more magic power invested into it.
Interesting.
I
Calcelmo,
have no idea.
Krulin, do you know anything about it? Nah, Krulin kind of walks forward and he's... And you can't push through it? It's got like a shield around it or something of some sort?
Is it
We
possible
first
for
walked
me
in,
to...
it gave us headaches and nosebleeds. I tried to pry it and just... It would not work. I didn't want to risk using my bare hands.
Calcelmo like puts
But
his hand
even
against
use-
it and kind of pushes and nothing. You can't like, it's like just trying to push against the space. What was it, Raven?
Is it possible for me to sense any kind of spiritual anything kind of going on with it?
No, because you get a little tickling kind of sort of tingle sensation from like the middle of the cylinder part inside of it, but not the top part. This is some sort of weird technology thing using some sort of spiritual power source of somehow in some way.
That's definitely not normal.
Can I check for any kind of switch or anything around that would possibly turn off this field?
Roll plus wisdom. Let's see.
9.
9. The answer and like the way to solve this, it's right there on the tip. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it's probably really simple.
Can I check to see if the mage Falmer had anything on him?
No, you don't find anything on him other than like he's got like a helmet on and his typical farmer stuff. But it's right there in front of you. You can't remember what it is. Tuning sphere on a thing.
And you said that there was 4 little pillars pointing up towards it?
Yeah, it's like holding the tuning sphere in the middle above the little thing. It's on either side of it, placed evenly apart.
Does the shield encompass those pillars completely as well?
It's totally like encircled around it. Like if you as you walk around it and push on it, it's a circle all the way around it.
Okay, so those 4 pillars are what's holding it up, basically, type of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the wall of force sort of thing is like
Around all of it.
yeah, around all of it, and it kind of domes over the top. And it's about a foot, not quite, but like about a foot away from it. That's how far out it extends.
Is there anything on the column? Nothing on the column at all?
No,
Underneath it?
just very intricate like lines and Dwemer workings and things. But that's about it.
Any ideas, gentlemen?
This doesn't seem like Tease.
Maybe can I possibly roll spout lore to connect some of these pieces?
I'll say yes, but you tell me how you can apply some sort of past knowledge to try and disarm this. I'll allow it if you've got something up your sleeve.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll, and then I want to hear the explanation again. Give me a second. Alright, so I rolled... Shit. 6, 3. I rolled a 9. So... What's the certain realities? Or not, sorry, spout lore. Something interesting. But... Okay, what was the layout again?
So, little column thing, little cylindrical thing, about 4 feet tall. Got 4 little metal spires that come up and touch this tuning sphere at the top of it. That's above on the top part. And then there's the thing, and it's got intricate little, grid work of, different metals and things, and it appears to be some sort of like machine in and of itself, some sort of Dwemer machine in and of itself, separate from like any sort of steam system. So you assume from looking at it, this is like understanding of Dwemer works and remembering things that you've encountered. The shield thing is being powered. The tuning sphere is not doing that. But it might be some sort of combination between the power source and the tuning sphere.
In order to pry the tuning sphere, we need to find wherever this power is coming from.
And I'll say you probably figure it's coming from inside.
I was about to say, didn't Raven sense spiritual energy of some sort under the tuning sphere?
Yes. With all that information, that's why I say that. You already know that there's a tingle there. So, it's inside of it. It's being powered from within. That power combined with tuning sphere is creating some sort of wall of force around it. But, Dar, you're still stuck on that.
Yeah.
Tuning sphere. Wall of force. Really easy.
Yeah, I figured it was.
It's really easy.
It's just hard for me to think of it right now.
I'm freaking blank for some reason.
I'll say, Raven, if you want to roll plus wisdom, give this one last swing to see if you can just, figure it out outright.
Yeah, you got the highest wisdom.
We'll see if you can succeed where they have failed. Well, slightly failed.
Yeah.
Dar's right on it, but it's just it's not clicking. Tuning sphere. Something about it. It's just right there.
Is he there?
Hello?
Lost.
Raven?
Have we lost him?
Perhaps. He's
There you
lost
are.
the plot.
Did you want to roll 2d6 plus wisdom to see if you can try and figure this out?
Yeah.
Let's do
That
it.
was
Let's see what you
my
got.
first
One last swing at this, see if you can figure it out. Succeed where they have failed.
13.
Okay. So the thought you
My
have
wisdom
across your
plus.
mind while Dar is over your shoulder repeating tuning sphere power source. He's thinking all of force. These pieces that all fit together that aren't fitting together. Maybe the wall of force is like the door. It's just not the same type of door. Tuning sphere. Vantaran.
Would your
Vantaran
tuning sphere do
has-
anything?
Vantaran has a tuning sphere.
That's what I was about to say. Would
Yeah,
his
that
tuning
would-
sphere do anything to
I
this?
forgot he had a tuning sphere, so that's why I
Would-
was...
Is there anywhere to place my tuning sphere?
Not outright.
I guess I just veteran pull that tuning
Crunchy.
sphere and just
Ow!
So what are you going to do with the tuning sphere? What's the plan?
shit, I don't know. So there's a wall of force.
Yeah, it just seems to be a wall of force all around it.
I guess I'll play. I guess bring my tuning sphere closer and closer up to it until I get to the where the main tuning
You
sphere
see
is.
that wisping air pressure from around where you're pushing the tuning sphere into it, and it doesn't stop you. You're able to push in. You can keep going, and you touch it to the other tuning sphere, and that wall of force seems to just dissipate, goes away, and there's no pressure anymore anywhere. And the tuning sphere kind of comes down and rests as the forearms collapse and rest perfectly as it sits in the center of the little pedestal thing.
I guess I reclaim the tuning sphere, pull it out.
You do notice, kind of like with that lock, in random spots, little letters here and there, random spots that look like Ethereum, much like the lock from the beginning.
I fucking look around, leaning close to tuning sphere.
The only other thing you see in this room are the bomber tents and the chest. There's a chest far off to the right.
I was about to say, you didn't say nothing about a chest.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because you haven't looked around the room yet, other than this pedestal. You guys immediately
Yeah,
went to the pedestal. So.
Bantern's just like, God damn it, more theory, and just like, Fadon, and just whispering into the tuning sphere. See if he...
It doesn't do anything. It's just, it has like, it's not enough Ethereum to go like, oh, I'll use this. It's just like, there is some on this. Interesting. If you could get it off, that would be interesting. But you probably couldn't.
And Bantern
It's
just puts
very
his
intricate.
Bantern puts his tuning sphere back in his satchel and is just like, whatever, we got to do something. So.
Okay, so there's a chest in the room, and then that is all that really remains. 3 tents, a chest, and a closed door further on, straight ahead from where you entered.
Let's
The
loot.
back of the room.
Let's loot the chest.
I would like to check the chest for traps.
Everyone loot the chest.
Roll
Check the
plus
chest
dex
or if
for
it's
a
locked.
check
And then loot
expert.
the chest.
It is locked.
I apologize, but I am like out of time here.
Okay. we're
Yeah,
coming-
I'm running
we're
out
coming
of
to the
time
end.
too.
We're coming to the end. Here.
I got 14.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
I'll
Thank
say-
you for not wasting the rest of this time.
We'll
We're
say
just
for the
gonna
sake
cut
of
it
time, you
open.
find a book inside. It is a Falmer book, so you know nothing about it. If it's okay with everybody, I imagine you guys just give it to Calselmo because he's like literally the only person there that can read Falmer.
Yes.
I feel like Bantron is even too invested in. He's a Breton, too invested in Dwemer to learn Falmer. So he's like,
Okay.
I haven't.
So
I'm not as far as Calselmo is, unfortunately. So yeah, he'll pick up the book carefully. He's careful. He's like, this is historic knowledge, and he'll hand it to Calselmo.
okay, so Calselmo looks at it and he's like holding it as you guys walk towards the back of the room. We'll railroad you a little bit since we're all out of time and stuff.
Before we go, can I check the Falmer with the bow for ammo?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you can. I'll say add two ammo and worth of arrows.
Oh, that's busted
Okay.
for you, because Falmer arrows are often already poisoned.
Sometimes. So you walk to the back of the room, and it's just like a typical Dwemer lever sort of thing. The door opens from one side to the other, and you're looking at one of the typical Dwemer lifts. As you look around, it's a bit different because there is an array of beds inside and a plaque on the back wall of the thing. It looks like some sort of informational thing, and there's like a stove on another part of it, various different other like temporary living amenities. Like, is a little bit weird. But Bantaran, at first glance, you reading that plaque on the back wall of it, it reads informational, like, be sure to bring rations and possibly a change of clothes. Be prepared for a long journey on the way down to Zabormasil.
Samo, Zapormasil, plaque. We're near our destination.
Just this lift down and that's it?
I think this is it. I think we finally have just reached what we've been looking for.
And then at the bottom it reads, the last kind of line of information is, expect 1 day's travel downwards.
Ouch.
Long
So
travel
get
down.
your
It
dragon
is
meat
a
ready, boys. This is gonna be a
long way
bumpy
down.
ride.
Long way down.
So this is rest time.
Yes.
And it's gonna be a long way back up if you think about it.
Yes.
Long way down.
Well, actually,